Going live and you're live. All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, to all those 16 of you who are watching this stream right now. I am Muhammad Faiz. I am from GDSC UM. So, to those who are not aware of what GDSC UM is, GDSC UM is a part of the global Go developer communities for university students. 2019 is the first year for its inception in Malaysia. And since 2019, GDSE has organized a variety of technical workshops, events, and tech talks to empower the community with Google technologies by bridging the gap between theory and practice. So my name and your host for today is Muhammad Faiz, and I'll let every other person to introduce. So probably Mega, maybe could you please introduce yourself?
Yeah. Good morning. Good evening.
Evening.
My name is Mega, and I'm also in UM pursuing bachelor's of computer science in artificial intelligence. And I've joined UM only in the degree mode because I pursued matriculation before this, and I've completed my first semester. Yeah. So that's it.
All right. So I'll pass to Haikal. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi, my name is Haikal. I am a GPA scholar currently studying in the US. And very good afternoon, everyone, or good morning here. So,
Yeah, because Haikal's in US. And
oh,
finally,
I'm
yes.
okay.
All right.
I'm also
So
studying computer science. So,
all right. So finally, I'll allow Iwan to explain or introduce himself.
Hi guys, my name's Iwan bin Amri. Just call me Iwan. My situation is pretty much the same as Mega, but instead of matriculasi, I was in UITM Dengkil, and I didn't go in through. I went in through open channel rather than UPU. So that's everything else is pretty much the same.
All right. So with introductions out of the way, let me introduce everyone to today's podcast. So this is one of the first few episodes that GDSUM has decided to create a podcast for. So today's episode is in focus for aiding college admissions, and maybe we'll slide into some tips on how to apply scholarships, as half of us are actually are scholars. And all right, so this is the first podcast for GDSC UM. Other GDSC branches such as GDSC, UniKL, or some other branch such as MMU, there's plenty of branches over in Malaysia. Probably one of them has already done a podcast before. But today will be our first podcast, will be our benchmark for next podcast as well. So no pressure, guys. Don't
yeah,
worry.
no pressure.
The one
So
that's you right now.
I'm probably under the most pressure, but whatever.
yeah.
All right.
The host.
So today's title is aiding college admissions. We will be explaining our past in after SPM, after our foundation, what happened after SPM and whatnot, and so on and so forth. So maybe I'll allow Mega to explain what his experience is.
Okay. So after SPM, my main application for the UPU channel was matriculation. So I had applied for 3 matriculation options because in UPU back in 2020, I guess, there are only 3 options for like matriculation. One is matriculation for Peninsular Malaysia, and the second one is, I think, Labuan, and the third one is either Sabah Sarawak. Yeah. And other than that, my fourth, fifth, and sixth choice was foundation, and I think one diploma program.
Foundation in where?
Foundation in Universiti Malaysia Terengganu, I think. Yeah.
Oh. Right, you can go on.
Yeah. So I got my first choice, and I entered College Matrikulasi Pulau Pinang, and when I went there, I took module 2, basically taking maths, physics, chemistry, and computer science.
What are your choices?
For
Matriculation.
Matriculation.
Yeah.
I only had 3 choices because when we applied for matriculation, it was a bit different compared to the previous years. Previous years, there's a specific matriculation application in which you can choose which matriculation college that you would like to apply to. But on my year, they combined the matriculation application with the other UPU application, so we could only apply to 3 different possible options for matriculation. Yeah. And after matriculation, I applied for all computer science courses because nowadays I think in most universities they break down the computer sciences to different majors. Like for example, software engineering, networking, uh,
AI.
multimedia. Yeah, AI. But
AI? There's
AI,
AI?
yeah, AI. There's only like for 2 universities, which is for Universiti Malaya and I think UTEM, yeah, University
You
Technical
you
Malaysia.
mean you mean matriculation for computer science ataupun a degree?
A degree. After
Oh, I thought like
Oh, wait, only
foundation.
AI.
You have AI
Foundation.
already.
that's after matriculation, yeah, for a degree application, yeah. So in my application for my degree, I actually had to do 2 stages of application for the UPU. The first
Yeah.
one is pre-interview application, meaning if you want to apply for any degree courses that require interview, you will have to apply them in the first stage. So there are like 4 options. The first 4 options are specifically for interview applications. Like you can't put interview applications outside the first 4 choices for your degree courses lah.
You mean like what specifically has interviews? Like macam what which course?
Okay, so one course that I know definitely has interview for any university you go is medicine.
Yeah, yeah.
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 So for example, medicine and also UKM courses, most of it, Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia, I think they have interviews for most of their courses. Like
Yeah.
for computer science, I think only UKM. Yeah, I think only UKM has interview for computer science degree
Sweet.
course. Yeah. So, for example, if you want to apply for UKM degree course, which it requires you interview, you have to place it as your first 4 options. You're not allowed to place it outside the first 4 options.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's in the first stage of your application. So after your first stage of your application, you'll either be called for interview or you'll not be called for interview. And then after the interview process is completed, there is the second stage of application for your degree courses. So in that second stage, if you were not called for any interview, you can actually replace those courses with other courses.
So then, were you called for an interview? Like, what was your choices for your
Oh,
UPU?
I didn't pick any interview courses because my first 4 courses were first was AI in UM, second was data science in UM, then third the general computer science degree in University Science Malaysia, and fourth was also I think UM. Yeah, but I forgot what was the fourth choice lah.
I wonder what.
Pardon?
I
Information-
wonder what you chose.
Information systems probably or something like that. UM course, right?
Yeah,
The 6 for degree.
I think it's software engineering. I think.
Software engineering was your last.
No. My fourth one was software engineering. I applied for 12.
Oh, you filled all 12.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Wow.
Man wants to secure a spot, man.
Itulah.
Yeah. Save them sorry, man.
Damn.
Because from my seniors, like I've heard some of them saying there have been like people who have applied for 6 or 8, but they did not secure a spot.
At all.
Damn,
Yeah.
that is rough.
I mean, tengoklah. It's mega. Of course lah dapat first choice.
Let's go.
Yeah, Like why you worrying about, man? You're like one of the
Yeah.
smarter guy. Like if you Buddha macam like selalu fail, okay, I can understand why you'd want to like 12 choices. You're like, I'm a straight A student.
Yeah.
What if I don't get in? What if I don't get into the university that requires only a 2.0 CGPA? What the heck? So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
what are you
apply for
scared
everything.
of? The hell?
It's taking
Comfort
early
makes it pain.
precautions lah.
Oi, then if you didn't get any, what were your plans if you didn't
This
get
guy
any?
this guy's gonna survive in the zombie apocalypse.
No. I mean, possibly I would have went to probably MMU University.
Ooh, FMU. Why? Why
Yeah.
was that your choice?
I heard that the computer science courses there are actually good.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
heard that too.
Okay.
So yeah, that's why if I didn't get like any UPU degree, then I'll probably go to MMU.
Okay. Also, to remind everyone in the chat, if you have any questions, just ask away in the chat, and I'll just highlight your question, and I'll direct it to anyone who has the answer to. All right, go on, Mega.
Yeah. So in there were actually like few of my friends who actually got their out of like 4 interview courses that they applied for. They got like they got called for like one interview, and then like 3 of those then they didn't get. So what they actually did was they removed those and they replaced it with other options. Yeah.
Oh.
Okay.
So
What after SPM? You vaguely described what you did after SPM.
oh, you mean like in my free time, you know?
Yeah,
you-
like
After
what?
SPM, you straight away opened up UPU. Like I just finished my
Yeah,
final
like after SPM, I would like play some
I like your
games.
face.
life for UM.
Yeah, like what did you do after SPM? You seem like the most
Okay.
well,
Well,
with
Ben was thinking
permission.
about his other 12 choices. Like, okay, if I don't get into this one, I'm gonna go for this
Is
one.
12 choices your main concern? Like, do you have 12 choices for like potential wives as well?
no.
That's off topic
Damn,
already.
dude. What in the hell?
You already have, right?
No, no, no.
He's already got plan A to
No,
C.
no, no. I'm not planning this.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah,
Then what about after SPM? What did you do?
Yeah.
What did you do? Like what
After
what made you have like straight away number one AI? Like what the hell? Like why was it engineering? Why was it well if you chose number 4 as software engineering, why didn't you go for mechanical engineering, whatever lah?
Okay, so after SPM, right? One thing I did was I already managed to narrow down my courses into like computer science, but I wasn't sure like in computer science what I wanted to do because it was just after SPM, and in SPM I did not take computer science.
Then what made you want to do computer science?
Okay, so I actually started watching documentaries about startups and all. And in those
Oh.
documentaries, they explained about um, startups that are related to AI.
Yeah,
That's what I was
and
considering after like watching those things.
what was the startup that was based on AI? Was it Meta, Facebook back then?
No. It was a self-driving car startup in like China.
Oh.
Yeah.
But was that startup successful?
Yeah.
I mean-
Success.
Of course it was, bro. They had a
Failed,
documentary about
failed,
it. Of
and
course
I
it was.
went on with it.
yeah.
I wanted to prove them wrong, dude. I wanted to fix their mistakes.
He might have failed, but I will succeed. I was like, what? Of course it
It
was.
was quite successful because like it did get like funding from the China government. Yeah.
So,
So
Oh, it must be
to
really
get like funding from the government, right? In China, I believe that
you
they
need to
have
get
to
enough
be,
social credit score.
You're
they have
playing,
to be like
you're
successful
doing
and
startup
all.
in hard mode. You're like, like we must impress the people with our social
Yeah.
credit score.
Because the competition there is like extremely high. Right?
Yeah, I agree. That one I
Like
agree.
million people there.
There are a lot of people. Then like
Not just
And then-
the amount of people, not just the amount, just like the difficulty in general as well.
yeah, like if you have
Yeah.
not enough, you won't be able to get a loan. So
Yeah. So after other than that, what I did was I started learning a bit of HTML and CSS also.
okay,
Back
why?
Because I was
Why?
interested
Yeah,
in
like
Yeah.
you could learn Python instead or like C++, but why did you choose
I chose that
JavaScript?
because
Because it showed
I
up
wanted to
in the
learn about
first top of Google.
web design initially.
Uh,
Initially web design.
Oh, then why did you take multimedia? Why was AI your main concern? I thought like if your target was this startup was very good in China, then you would take at least an AI course, but you chose a web development course.
Yeah, so I didn't have much information about AI, but after uh, after entering matriculation, I started to have like more information, and I realized that okay, so I'm not here to brag or anything, but then like there are people who actually told me that instead of pursuing for multimedia, try something which has more maths related, less has more maths in it, right?
Right.
And they
yeah.
said try AI, which is like slightly more challenging.
So you took AI because it was challenging.
Because there's more of maths also lah.
You
Like
like maths.
yeah,
No, let's be honest. It's because that's where the money is.
Yeah,
That
that's true.
also that's where the
That's true.
money is.
That's why I
Because
did.
you the first thing you mentioned was the startup, not the I like maths.
Oh, who the hell likes math? Dude, math
Oh,
sucks.
nothing.
That's why they get paid a lot to
Yeah.
freaking
Yeah.
solve it.
yeah. Well,
Oh,
but
so you
to be
agree?
honest, I can't draw, I can't design, I can't do basic design, but I think I can do a little bit of basic maths lah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we
Define
want to put
basic.
it in that context, I feel doing something related to maths probably um you back me up better
The best
compared
bet.
to design.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I don't draw well so
Well,
Yeah.
I think Mega has enough of the spotlight. I feel like Haikal should give some time explaining what he did after SPM.
No, I enjoy Mega's like story very well.
Yeah, but it could hold for a minute
Uh,
and you could continue it, Haikal.
It also
okay.
feels like Faris is interrogating Megas every decision.
So Mega's like,
You chose this. Why? It's like,
why do you
I
choose
mean,
this
you
one?
have to give some context. If you say, "Oh, I did AI because I like it," no way. Who the hell says that? Like
Some people like AI though. Some people like AI.
some people, yeah, I agree that some people
Some
like
people
AI.
just want to rule the world, man.
yeah, some
Maybe
people
Mega
they
is gonna rule
watched
the world.
some people they watched all the Terminators. They know where the winning side is. They gotta go join
I-
the AI.
I told
100%.
my physics teacher, tuition teacher, that I got I got into AI in UM. You know what he said?
You're evil.
He told me that thank you so much for joining AI. Now you will slow down the robot takeover.
Won't you speed it up?
What,
With the
your
automation
tuition
and shit?
teacher hates you. What the?
Shout out to Cikgu Aru. He's the best physics teacher.
Yeah.
He's the best physics
Yeah.
teacher.
You should talk to him. You should talk to him.
Yeah, I still talk to him. He sometimes
Uh,
like talks like trash talk like
uh,
that. It's kind of
just
funny.
baru.
Cikgu Aru is
No,
the best.
Now I miss my physics tuition teacher.
Then Haikal, your
Okay, so
could you bring your
my
mic closer, by the
story.
way?
Oh yeah, it's here. Is it here? Good?
Yeah, it's clear.
So my story comes in 3 parts.
Bro,
Are you an interview? You're not an interview.
chapter 1.
Chapter one.
Chapter 1.
Both.
No. I'll just tell you guys what I remember along the way. So
Alright.
after SPM, which was like at the end of November or something, I think I just like just like stayed home, played games and all that. I mean, Faris was there, so he could testify for
Yeah, I
that.
could testify.
Yeah, and then after getting the SPM results in March, after that only did we like apply for UPU, right?
Mm.
So honestly, like during my entire like high school life, I didn't really have that one specific course that I really want to go in. And honestly, even today, like I feel like computer science is the most like interesting subject for me, but I'm not really like 100% into it. You know what I'm saying? But like computer science is the most like interesting out of all the subjects that are available like in universities today. So after UPU, I just decided to mainly I applied for like computer science courses in other universities. But for my first choice, I also applied for UM in Asasi Science. and alhamdulillah, I got science
Physical.
UM course.
Science
But
physical.
it's yeah, science bro. No one's taking arts science higher or something. So anyway, so at the
Higher is
same
bio.
time,
Higher is bio.
yeah,
Hayat is for bio.
Sorry?
yeah,
Hayat is for bio, right?
Yeah, it is.
yeah. It's for medicine mostly. So at the same time, my mom was asking me for like to join scholarships because when she just finished SPM, she also applied for a Mara like scholarship thing, and she
Yeah.
got to study in the US. And my mom was like, "Oh, you should
Oh,
do the
just like my
same."
mom.
And I'm like,
Exactly like my mom.
"Yeah." A lot of our parents just got stuff,
Yeah.
that generation. Right?
Scholarships was so much easier to land back.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, because there were less people, man.
Yeah,
there were
there
like
were less
how many
people.
millions less people. So, anyways, so my mom asked me to get a scholarship, so I applied to several. I think I
If
applied
your
to
mom
Petronas.
hadn't told you to apply for a scholarship, would you have applied?
I probably would because like I think like our friend group at that time, everyone was like, or like a few of us were applying for scholarships as well. So I was like, might as well take a shot. So I applied for Petronas. I didn't get in because Petronas is quite difficult to get in. I applied for UEM, but for UEM, I accidentally placed my grandfather's name as my mom's name. So so I emailed them, so I screwed up, and they said they said they opened up the application, but when I went back, like it wasn't open. I couldn't edit it, so I think they already like said this is a lost cause. This kid. So
If you can confuse your grandfather with your mother, then we are not
like-
accepting you.
no. I swear
you
I
don't
didn't.
even know what their names are. Why should
Yeah,
we?
yeah.
Why should we
No, I
trust
didn't.
you with
Yeah.
the scholarship?
Oh my god, that was funny. So I didn't get. I think I did for PNB as well.
Yeah.
PNB they had this like IQ test or something. I was like, what is this, man? So I think I just like went through the IQ test and I also didn't get in.
What was your
And
IQ?
finally, my saving grace, I just applied for JPA. I think JPA is the easiest to get into probably. So out of
Yeah,
all
it's,
the ones
it's
that I
hard
took,
because of the SPM requirement, but it's pretty easy to get
Yeah.
it.
yeah. So I applied for JPA and yeah, I was called in for like an interview. And during the interview, I wore like my best, my best shirt, my best.
The Transformer
like-
shirt, the SMKBJ pants.
No, I didn't do that. So
I got my track bottom on.
yeah.
Very nice.
I was slap pants during that, but it was online, right? So
Yeah,
people
so they
even
couldn't see your
Yeah,
freaking pants.
I know, but during that interview, they asked me to like close my fan because it was so loud, so I stood up and they saw my pants. So
That's good
pro tip,
lah.
do
That's
not-
good.
do not do that. Yeah, I think everyone does that. No? Anyway, so I got called in for round of interviews, and during that time, it was like the rounds of the US election. So I was listening to a lot of like Andrew Yang, if you guys know who he is. So that guy talks a lot about AI and technology and all that. So I was like going into this, I was applying for a computer science major. So I had like talking points in the back, man. I had talking points in the van. I could just like throw it out. And during the interview, when they asked about like current world issues and all that, I talked about COVID and also talked about automation and like cited some Andrew Yang stuff that I just listened
Did
to.
you
from
mention to
podcasts
the
and all
to the
that.
interviewers that you watched Andrew Yang?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my god.
Is
Yeah.
that bad? Is that bad? No, I think it's very good to keep up with like current events, especially with us, we're gonna be in the job market quite soon. And aren't you guys like afraid of automation? I mean, you guys aren't, right? Because you guys are in AI, so
Yeah, we
Truly, right?
are the
we
ones who
are the
create.
The
automation.
other ones.
Yeah.
yeah.
I'll make sure to
So-
slow that down.
Okay, thank you.
My grandkids don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
So, anyways, so I went for the interview. I think I did pretty well in the interview. And then, so, after on the website, they said that the results would be like opened up on this date. But on that date, I didn't get any like confirmation emails or anything like that. So I was like very worried that I didn't get in.
Why
And
would you
honestly,
get
I
worried?
wasn't.
Why would you be worried?
I don't know because
Why wouldn't you be worried?
No,
yeah, I feel like
Haikal
you
is, to me, Haikal is the kind of guy who just goes with the flow and whatever he gets, like, whatever, I didn't get it.
yeah, I know, yeah.
But how
I know
come
I
this
was
one you
worried that I
worried?
didn't get it. Nah, I'm worried, but at the same time, like if you don't get stuff, you're kind of worried, but at the same time, you're like, it doesn't really matter. At least I got like UM or something. Yeah,
People worry about a bunch of things, but you shouldn't worry about it if you have no control over
I
it.
guess.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm a very big worrier, man. I worry about a lot of stuff.
Warrior.
Worry.
I'm a worry
I'm a
warrior.
keyboard warrior, bro.
Oh god.
So-
please no.
So, anyways, so I was quite worried because at that day I didn't get a confirmation email or something. My uncles were like, "Hey, did you get the GPA thing?" I was like, "We haven't gotten the result yet."
How
I
come
think.
they know?
Because my mom told them, bro. What the hell?
Stop interrogating everyone.
Yeah,
Just, like
and
infer.
also like I also told them that I got the UM, but I also applied for GPA
You
scholarship.
told
and all
them.
that.
You told them in the group chat,
Yeah, it
or
was
like you
No, it
met
was a
them in real
family
life.
gathering. It was a family gathering.
Was
at
it
that
was it
time.
not COVID that time?
That was COVID, but like it was relaxed. Remember, it was before the big spike.
No,
Remember?
it was during when you were
So it's pre-lockdown.
irresponsible.
Pre-lockdown is what you mean?
No, it was like before like the
Yeah,
second
before
spike
lockdown
due to the Sabah thing. Yeah.
Oh,
like, the second
before
lockdown.
the second lockdown.
Yeah. We had Raya and all that. Remember? So,
Yeah.
anyways, so I went and checked. So I went and checked, and so I went to check to their website, and apparently like their website was already open. So I checked my results, and alhamdulillah I got in. So I told my mom, "Mom, I'm going to the US," and yeah. So yeah, after that, we had to follow the GPA protocol of first attending 1 year in Malaysia for our like first year.
UniKL, right?
So, no, we went to Intech. I think
Oh.
UniKL was another
Mara.
friend of ours. Yeah. So I went to Intech, which I didn't even know. Like funny story, like Intech, and during our SPM year, we actually like a couple of friends and I, we went to Intech because like
It's a robotics
had, like,
competition, right?
no, it wasn't. It was just like it was like a dumb motivational speech thing for SPM students or something. And the counselors at SMKBJ, it was a waste of time, dude. I wanna.
I think
it was a waste of time.
was it the one
Were
where
you there for this? Were you there?
was it the one where the SMKBJ counselors had like this specific
Yeah,
group
yeah,
for
yeah.
people they predicted who would get straight A's?
Yeah.
Is it that one?
No, I don't. No. It was just like I think they just like I think so. Maybe I don't know. I can't remember. But
Who followed?
all I know is like I think Hardy was there. Were you not there?
I guess I was.
I think Adab Adnan was there.
Then it is that group, but I'm not. I didn't follow.
Oh, it wasn't. It was just like 3 hours, 4 hours of just. Honestly, we thought going there, we thought we were going to like learn some stuff about SPM subjects, but we just ended up with like motivational speech. It was like, dude, what? It was kind of a waste of time. And that motivational speech took place at Intech. So when we had to go to Intech, I was like, wait, this place looks familiar. And then when I went to the hall, which was the same hall that the motivational speech took place in, it was the same place. I was like, oh, I understand now.
What do you mean you understand?
So yeah,
you
I
understand what?
I understand like, oh, this is the place that we used to go during the motivational speech. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. So I was like, oh my god, this is already going great. So already bad memories. So one more funny thing. Dude, I am such a bad scholar. Anyways, so one more funny thing. GP asked us to wear formal clothes. Okay. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think like formal clothes are? Like baju kemeja with like baju sekolah, right? Basically baju sekolah, slack. Dude, I was so dumb back then. I'm so dumb now. I thought baju like formal was like this, you know. So I wear this and I wore like jeans. Okay. So like yeah, on the first day, the GPA guy came out and was like, "Hey, you're not supposed to wear that." And like, oh yeah, you know. So,
I know. I'm still doing it. I don't care.
Yeah. I just messed up, but they were pretty chill about it. Chill about it.
I mean, you're already there. What are they gonna do? Send you back? Change your clothes?
Itulah.
Yeah, for not wearing.
No
Yeah.
way.
But I kind of felt bad though. I was like, oh my god, this is
I mean, you should, but like.
It was the first day with GP as well. It was not a good first impression.
How many people were there?
Oh, there was like the entire hall was filled, man.
All of them were GPA scholars.
Yeah. The entire hall was
Damn.
filled. Yeah. There were like people for the UK, people for the US, for New Zealand, all that. So it was like, oh my god. and all of them wore formal clothes except for me, dude. So I was, I was like out of the, I was very like,
Wait. Everyone else
yeah.
there was like, you said people from the US, UK. So you're what? Like you're the
Oh,
only
no, no.
Malaysian.
No. People, the students that applied for US, the students that applied for
Oh, so
UK, yeah,
okay. I thought
yeah.
it
So it
was
made sense.
for a second. I thought you meant like, yeah, these are all the
No,
international students. You're
no way,
Malaysia represent, and you're just there with your
no way.
polo shirt and your jeans. You're like, bro, why?
That'd be way funnier, dude. Oh my god,
That would have been
that's a
so
funny
bad of
story.
Malaysia's image in a general.
So this scholarship
But-
that you applied for, right? GPA.
Yeah.
Does it have like any correlation with Mara?
Actually, it's called GPA Mara. It's called like Perajaan GPA Mara. But as far as I'm concerned, it's only like GPA. I think they said that they put Mara in the name because they like only open it for Boomies or something like that. So that's why they have Mara in their name.
So how did you get
It's
to know
kinda-
about the scholarship?
Oh, I don't know. My mom. I know. Hey, Faris, you know we have like one bio teacher. What was her name? Feedback for misremembering.
Wow.
But she, no, it was Puan Ro something, right?
Rohana.
Rohana, yes, I remember. So, anyways, yeah, she like gave a lot of like UPU and scholarship links and all that. So, and my mom and like you guys were also like applying for quite a bit. So I just
So
went with the flow.
this trend of Haikal following his friends is very, very
Yeah,
funny.
very apparent.
Very,
Very
very clear. Okay. So on the day of UPU, final day for us to apply for, the day before I asked Haikal, kau nak apply apa
But
UPU untuk foundation kau? And then he said, tak
And
tahu tu, tak tahu
And I
tu.
asked Faris like, oh, what are you gonna apply?
And then he asked me what I'm gonna apply. I said SIC physical because it's computer science. And then he asked our other friend, his name is Nazar. He said, "Oh, I'm doing diploma in computer science." And then he asked other people, they were all doing computer science. And then the next day, on the final day of UPU, I asked Haikal, kau nak buat apa? He said, "Oh, I'm doing computer science."
Look, man, I saw a video of a startup as well.
Why you gotta call him out like that? Come on.
It's just,
No.
it's just too apparent.
Isn't that
No,
like
no, but-
every single teacher is like, don't make your choice based on your friends.
No. Faris. You gotta understand. I took your computer science thing, and I did some research on it. Okay, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. Hey, but so far, I'm really enjoying computer science. So
You owe me that. You owe me your whole scholarship. if I didn't tell you I like
Dude, I
computer
owe
science,
NASA that, bro. I owe NASA that. Come on.
you owe me
But-
NASA then.
Yeah. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah. Intech, right?
Yeah.
So for the first year, I just like studied at Intech. We studied pre-calculus, calculus, like intro to programming and all that basic stuff. And
You studied
during that
before
time,
going to Unical, Intech?
no, during Intech.
Oh.
Studied in Intech, yeah. And during that time, we also had to apply for our overseas university as well. So applying for overseas university, like, it's not like Malaysia. Malaysia, you had UPU and that's it, right? UPU, you pay 10 ringgit and that's it. For US, they have like the UPU. US is like a very big country with like different states and all that. A lot of
Really?
universities. Yeah. What? Are you joking?
It's being your friends. Go on.
Yeah, so every university had a different like application system, but there was this one like UPU type system called Common App, where not all the universities used it, but like most of them do. So we had to apply through the Common App, and there was also Coalition App, but that was for another university.
So did you apply
And
during your studies or after your foundation studies?
During we had to apply during, because if you wanted to fly during that year, right after your third semester, then you had to apply like right now.
Was it hard to balance between studying and applying?
Nah, it wasn't. It was just very like annoying and very like stressful. So, anyways, to apply to US universities, each university you have to pay like $70 just to apply.
Did you use your own money or was it GPA's money?
Oh, we had to use our own money, and then we claimed it with GPA. So yeah, GPA.
How long did it take for you to get back the money?
Oh, like a month.
70
Maybe.
bucks. 70 bucks as in USD.
Yeah, USD.
70
So, like,
USD. God.
Yeah, so like 200, 300 for one university.
So
It was
then,
insane.
how many universities you apply to?
Oh, I applied for 3, man, because they only allow you to claim for 3 unis. So I just applied for 3.
Wow.
dude.
The Mega would have gone bankrupt. He would apply for 12.
Yeah.
They got apply for 12.
Then
Yeah.
did you get your first choice, or was that no like
No,
first
I
choice
didn't.
cover?
Dude, I was so dumb back then. So my first choice was Georgia Tech, because Georgia Tech is very like good for computer science.
Yeah.
But it was very competitive as well, so I didn't get in. And the second one was UIUC, the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign. That one, for other like courses, it was very like easy to get in, but for computer science, this was my mistake. For computer science, it had like a 10%, like 11% acceptance rate, so I didn't get in. And then finally, I applied for Ohio State, and I got into Ohio State. Alhamdulillah. So, which was my last choice, but I'm still happy. So, yeah, I applied for all that, and the application process was helped out by the counselors over at Intech. So what you did was you had to like ask your school to, or like you had to print out your like SPM certificate, your Form 4, Form 5,
Why
Form
was
3,
SPM
PGC, all
necessary?
that. Oh, because overseas university also had to check like what were your grades for this and that.
They want to see your benchmark, bro.
Yeah, they have to
Tapi they
see.
already accepted you in.
Oh no, that before I sent them before.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
before. Yeah, sorry. This timeline is a bit. I'm just jumping over the place, but
Yeah, it's okay.
yeah. So we had to like send our stuff in an envelope, and we send it to the Intech counselors, and they sent it over to the universities so that we could apply for it. So finally, that was very stressful. By the way, you had to like go to school and ask for like signatures and all that. It was very like
So it's from
That's
who?
kinda annoying.
Like lawyers?
not lawyers, just like I know you had to also get like a recommendation letter from the counselor over
Oh
at
my God.
SMKBJ and all that. Yeah, so it was very annoying.
SMKBJ, you asked people
Yeah.
from SMKBJ?
Yeah, I asked one of our teachers, one of my like the KRS teachers, remember? Yeah. Hey, look, I was a good
What's
student.
what's KRS? What's KRS?
Cadet
Oh wait,
Remaja
Cadet
Sekolah.
Remaja Sekolah. Never
Yeah.
mind.
He
I
was
asked him for
could you
recommendation.
believe it? Haikal was the pengerusi for KR.
I still can't believe it to this
He
day.
He looks like a good man.
Yeah. I think he can be a KRS leader.
No. I made my own activities, okay, so
I remember all the activity. Origami folding.
oh, what was that?
I think I remember. Or rather like what was it? I think
It was-
Explorers, is it?
Yeah, it was that.
Oh my God. I remember Arrow was folding origami. That's the only thing I remember. Actually.
Okay, anyways. Yeah, so I got accepted, and then so I was like, okay, so I'm not really ready to fly yet, but I just have to make do with what I have. And during that, like 3 months before we're supposed to fly, Ohio State like sent out an email saying that, oh, our dorms are all full, so you guys might have to find off-campus like places. I'm like, oh my God, dude.
Okay, hang on. We have one question. Is it a
Okay.
treasure hunt? They're interested in your KRS activities. Those are the first
Okay,
question so far. Is it a treasure hunt?
There was no treasure, there was no prize, but it was pretty fun. So okay. Sidetrack.
The memories we made along the way.
Yeah. Sidetrack. So remember Abi kan? Abi was the pengurusi. Abi is our friend.
Yeah.
He's the pengurusi of PBSM. So we like teamed up to make a you know how like unit uniform or co-curriculum in general, like at the last day no one really comes.
So to those who are uninformed or overseas or rather if you've never been to any SMK schools, basically uniform is a co-curricular activity. So we can choose between like being a fire brigade
Obvious.
person, we can be in the quote unquote
Be a
army,
medic.
which Haikal was in.
Dude.
No, Army is like PKBM, right? That's
Yeah,
different.
Army is PKBM.
Oh really? Then what's
Yeah.
KRS?
Karen is
Remaja,
like
cadet.
It's
Cadet, yeah.
teenage cadets.
Teenage cadets. I guess it's the direct translation.
child soldiers. Yeah, that's more apt. Child soldier.
You're not a soldier. You're a cadet.
Yeah.
And then you can also become a policeman. It's like dress up but more more
It's not dressed
institution.
up, but the attendance is mandatory, and you have to do all this. Okay.
No,
So
for you
anyways,
it was mandatory. For you
For me,
it
it
was
was
because you
mandatory.
It was
Pengurusi
mandatory.
chairman. Pengurusi
should-
chairman. Sorry.
It should be mandatory for everyone, right? Even
yeah, but no one.
But then
really
there's
cares. Yeah,
most
but
people
attendance
just
count.
they don't go, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What about you,
yeah.
Mega? What was your uniform?
Oh,
You
I
look like
was
a
in the-
you look like a medic. Bulan sabit merah.
No.
Police
I
count.
was in the.
Taekwondo.
I'm someone who's like musical, no? So I was in the school band orchestra.
That's uniform.
Yeah,
They not have
in
uniform.
our school.
Oh,
okay, few schools
damn.
have
My
a
s-
school band.
In
Like,
my
very
school,
few
the school
schools.
band is a club.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
It's
for us
very
they
like
have like
subjective.
two. They have like the musical club and the orchestra uniform.
So what did you play? Did you play the flute?
No.
Then?
I
I can
played
play all
the
12
guitar,
instruments, bro.
the bass.
You can play the bass?
Yeah.
Voice.
Damn.
Damn, no wonder chicks go crazy for you.
That's irrelevant to talk, man.
You should try going.
I can't just move. Yeah. What
Try
was your?
in once you're in UM now, right? You should try going for like the Festini stuff.
Yeah, you should. Why didn't you join in Fusini stuff?
I think the first was cancelled. I guess.
Yeah,
right?
it got cancelled. It got cancelled. But like,
Yeah.
I'm talking about in the future, especially not when
Yeah.
I wouldn't recommend during first year because first year we're very busy, right?
Oh.
Then were you Iwan? What was your uniform?
Take a guess.
You look like a police guy.
Yeah, you're like a
Police.
police.
You're correct.
Damn.
Hey.
You're the DU, right? I've actually been there.
You've been there or you haven't been there?
I've been there. I was I think when I temporarily moved to SMK Sri Tamas, I went to DU to do some shooting range thing.
Oh
I
yeah,
was
yeah,
in the
yeah.
police.
Damn.
We went to all the way like did you follow as well? It was in uniform 3.
I didn't go for it. Yeah, as well.
There were
I
we
we
were
know the
in
wrong uniform, man.
we were in Lori Banduan. We went all the way to freaking SMK DU Damansara Utama.
I didn't go for that thing, but I remember hearing about it.
Anyways, I can go
Wait,
on.
You guys got to shoot actual guns? Holy
Yeah, I
crap.
got to shoot actual guns.
Damn.
Not everyone. It's a select few people. This
Oh,
guy is very
okay.
lucky.
No, everyone lah. Everyone who
Oh,
attended.
everyone?
Yeah, everyone who
Did they
attended
they
lah.
do like mental health checkups, you know? Like back then? They don't do that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's people there that will stop you if you try shooting something else besides the.
Even if you like
Honestly,
aim it at someone,
no,
which is very,
we
which is,
held
like,
a
as
full
smart.
blown M16.
Dude, if you were given an
Damn.
M60, as soon as you turn away from the targets, they're gonna.
Yeah, they would
No.
like do something.
We couldn't even turn it. The thing was damn heavy. The thing was really heavy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's another factor.
So like we always have someone guarding us, and if we miss somehow, they like freaking scold us for it.
Whoops! I accidentally shot the officer.
You silver.
All right. Yeah, go on,
Okay, yeah.
Haikal.
Anyways, yeah, what was I?
You were talking about
The treasure hunt?
it was about treasure hunt, but you've
I
already
was still with
explained.
treasure hunt.
You already explained
Okay.
that. So
Wait, the treasure. Wait, we had a question chat though. The treasure hunt was basically like we gave you a map, and then like and then you had to use your like compass and protractor to like locate like certain parts in the school, and certain parts in the school we pasted like papers with like clues on them, and like each place had like a challenge and all that. So it was pretty. I don't know. It was pretty fun, I guess, to like.
it's
chat and
biased
all that.
because you made it.
Yeah, I was biased. So
You should ask someone else in KRS. Maybe
should
ask
ask, yeah.
Arif.
Ari wasn't there. He was watching Aquaman. Dude. Remember the movie thing? Yeah. Okay. Anyways, so that was the treasure hunt. Wait, which
Yeah,
timeline are we
you
in
were.
now?
You
Oh yeah,
were-
the house, right?
No, you were approaching to SMKBJ counselors. The one that.
Oh yeah,
Oh
yeah.
wait, no, you were.
Yeah, at the house and the house. You
Dude,
stopped at the
oh,
house. Dorms.
Storyline is like it's like a Nolan movie. Dude. It's like going all over the place. Anyways,
Starts here.
So-
He was here.
yeah. So the university, the Ohio State University told us that there were no rooms in the dorm, so we had to like go find a house or something, which is very like you had to do it all online. Thankfully, it was COVID, right? So all the house tours were all like through Zoom.
Wait, what are
So-
you staying in now?
Oh, I'm staying in a house right now.
I know, like,
Oh,
He
thanks.
he wouldn't live under a bridge, Iwan.
no, I mean, like, are you staying in like an apartment or is
Oh
it
no, no, I'm staying in like an actual like house.
Landed
With,
house.
like 4
like,
rooms. Yeah, we're renting right now. Renting.
Wait, is
yeah.
it just you or
Oh no, I have like
He has
3
two
other
chicks.
housemates. No, all guys. 3 other housemates.
That's even more concerning.
What's wrong with that? Okay. Yeah. So right
Like,
now
it's
I'm
like
renting a
no,
house.
no girls, only guys.
So okay. Anyway, so we had to rent a house, and yeah, we just had to wait for the flight to go. And I remember like during that time, it was very like I don't know. It wasn't stressful. It was just very. It was very nervous. You know, you're going to fly to a country in like the next 3 days.
On your own.
Yeah, for 4 years, and you might not even like come back after like not after the 4 years, but like
He's taking
only
into the
after
fact
those 4
that he's
years.
a Muslim and he's taking
What?
that into factors.
What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, I was like worried like, oh shit, how is it gonna be halal food? What the fuck am I
Yeah.
gonna do?
Is that one
But
like,
everything's fine now.
It's okay kan? Like macam
How do you find your halal
Is
food
it?
then?
no,
Oh, I just
kalau,
eat
kalau
instant
you have
noodles, bro. And there's a halal like shawarma place here, so I eat there.
there's always that one
There's always halal stuff.
halal
Yeah.
Arabic food,
There,
food place.
there's that one phase where Haikal just every day he'll be eating Taco Bell. Just the
Yeah.
basic
The
$1
vegan menu. The vegan menu.
bean tacos.
They're pretty good. But now I just stopped eating them, man. I'm already sick of them.
Of course. It's been like what?
Yeah.
3 months?
Yeah. The entire first semester, dude. Wait, so anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, so right before
Scared.
the flight, we had to fill out like when we were gonna fly. And then dude, during the flight we had to like wear
Blazers.
we had to wear blazers and all that, and like shoes, like formal shoes. So I already learned my lesson, okay, from like the first time where I didn't wear the formal stuff. I wore a blazer. Did I buy new shoes or did I use my dad's? I can't remember. I think I bought new shoes that were formal shoes because I didn't have any formal shoes. I only had like school shoes and like sports shoes. Honestly, the sports shoes I bought like right before intake or something like that. So dude, I'm not very big sports shoe. I'm not very shoe guy, if you can tell.
Of course.
So yeah, so we fly. So on the day we fly there, we had to make a stop to Doha, and then we made a stop at Washington, and then finally we arrived at Columbus.
Who was at the airport? I mean, before in KLIA 2, who followed you there?
Yeah. Oh, it was everyone that was going to the US. Like
Your parents?
yeah, our parents as well. So we had to say goodbye to our parents and all that.
What about the other
Unlike-
scholars? Like, did they like invite anyone besides the parents?
Oh, I think it was just their parents because JP was very strict because of COVID and all that. So yeah, you have to understand like you could only bring like 2 of your guardians or 2 of your. I think 2 of your. There's 2 of your guardians.
No,
Yeah.
it's because now I have friends who are friends with GPA scholars as well,
Yeah.
and they only fly around now, I think, and they have a lot of friends who followed them to the
Yeah,
KLIA
but now
2
it's
and all
very
that.
relaxed. This one was like when COVID was like when the vaccines were just getting out, man. Like I remember being so lucky that I applied for like early vaccination
Pfizer,
because I was Pfizer or Comirnaty, both the same thing. Yeah, but I had to apply for like an early like vaccination because I was gonna be like a foreign student. So
Oh, what?
alhamdulillah, I got that. I was gonna be like an international student. So yeah. So GP asked us to just vaccinate here.
Yeah, you need
Mhm.
you have to get it
Yeah.
here and over there.
Yeah, but honestly, getting it over here is probably way easier.
Yeah,
What?
that's what I
Yeah.
mean. Better to get it here. It'll be way easier.
What do you mean,
Yeah.
here in America or here in Malaysia?
Yeah, I'm
Malaysia.
confused.
Sorry?
I was saying like in Malaysia, while you're in Malaysia, you
Oh,
should get
yeah.
Oh yeah, it'll be
going there. and then
But-
getting it.
yeah, but they also like allowed you to just take it here when you arrive, so not that big.
Did anyone do that? Like, where would you take your vaccine in America?
And don't you have to be like quarantined for like a week?
Oh no, dude. Yeah, you have to be, but America doesn't have any like. In Malaysia, you have like gelang, pink line, all that.
Yeah.
But dude, America is freedom, bro. Freedom all the way. There's no one like to check on you. But I quarantine at home, guys. JP, I quarantine at home. I only went out just to like buy food and all that. That's it. Wore my mask all the time.
Yeah, but
social
you had to
distance.
quarantine. Yeah, right. Had to quarantine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I had to quarantine for like a week or 2. Yeah, so we flew 36 hours, by the way. Oh my god, it was insane. 36 hours.
That was your
Flight-
to go
It's a
there.
flight to America, man. What do you expect?
That was your
Yeah.
first flight, right? Or no?
No, I wasn't. I already flown to like
Gold Coast, right? You said.
Sabah, Australia, Turkey, and all that.
Hmm.
So
Mr. Privileged over here.
Yeah.
yeah,
Mr.
it was just
Privilege of
family
GPA
vacation.
scholar thing.
It's a family vacation.
that was when I was very young though. So I miss those days. Anyways, where were we? Oh yeah, so I arrived in US. We arrived at like 12 a.m. or something. Thankfully, like my landlord like works late because he's like right over. He has a bar. He owns a bar right next to our house. So yeah, he was just there, gave us the keys, and we just headed in and just just slept.
It's pretty cool.
And yeah,
What time did you arrive
that,
in America?
it was like 12 a.m. Dude. It was like 1 a.m. something like that.
How did you go from the airport to your house? Like
Oh, we
taxi?
use Lyft. We use Lyft. Yeah, Lyft.
That's
Lyft
what
is
it's
like
called.
Grab. Yeah, there's
No,
Uber and
Uber.
Lyft. We just use Lyft. There is Uber and there is Lyft.
Yeah, I know about Lyft. I've heard about jokes about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of the questions in the chat is a bar. Like, do you
A
have a
bar?
bar right next to your house?
Yeah, there is a bar right next to our house.
Is it noisy? Is it like noisy at night? Everyone's drink-
Sometimes, but it's not too distracting, you know. It
Is
kind
do
of
you
it
hear
kind of
the
has
people doing
like
the
a
chants? They're like singing because I've been in a bar before. It's freaking noisy.
uh um especially on like game days, on football days where they were like to. But I don't find it distracting. I just find it very like it's kind of like white noise to me. Kind of calm me. I don't know. So
It doesn't make you feel alone.
yeah, it does make me feel alone.
Is that like
So,
meme? Is like that meme yang someone just laying on the bed
yeah.
and then it's like the Pokemon punya music.
That music.
But he likes it. The meme, the guy doesn't
Yeah.
like it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
wait.
so like, do you have any encounters with any drunk people like trying to fight with you or anything?
Oh, homeless people. Some homeless people.
Homeless people, you always find homeless people near the
Yeah.
bar.
No. Like when I'm walking back home or something.
What do they
It's
do?
not very often, but sometimes.
Then what
Okay,
do you
so-
like do when you meet a homeless person? Do you give them money?
No, he
Sometimes,
punches him
like,
and takes the homeless person's money.
One
obviously.
time I was walking out of Taco Bell. I had like a taco and a burrito, and this like homeless guy, he was like, "Hey, do you got any like food or something?" And I just like gave him one of my tacos. Yeah, I was very sad that day.
Why?
Why? Because you
No,
feel
no.
because he guilt tripped
You
you.
lost one taco.
Because that homeless guy, right after I gave him like food,
He ate
he
it.
went around to other people. No, if he ate it, I'll be very happy. If he went around to other people and were like asking for food and like threaten them or something. America is a very violent place, guys. So
Yeah, you just said it was freedom to do whatever you
yeah,
want.
whatever you want.
Yeah, you
Even
can
like he
threaten
was
people.
like, hey guys, you guys got some food, or I'm gonna rob you or something like that. I was like, oh my god, holy crap.
Shit, we're
I was
we're
just
from
walking
0 to
behind him.
100 real fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. All
I
right.
gave him food, so I was protected. So
So
so we arrived at 3 August, but classes don't start until like 21st.
okay.
So we had like a full 3 weeks just to get used to the environment. And when classes start, it was basically like the same.
So to those who are still listening right now, Haikal is giving us a story of him flying over from his foundation to right now where he is in degree in US because he's a GPA scholar. So don't worry about if you guys are listening, just tuning in. I just want to remind that Haikal is just giving his experience flying over to the US and explaining how he
How I apply and all that.
applied to US universities, which he had to pay $70 per university, which is quite.
But GPA had
But
to
GPA,
pay
yeah,
back,
GPA
so,
paid
yeah.
back. All right,
So technically, you taxpayers are the one. So
all right. That was a very insightful sharing, Haikal. I think that was the longest because you
Yeah,
go overseas, so it's expected to be
Yeah,
very
I-
long.
I tell story, bro.
Yeah. But yeah, no worries about like you feeling like you took a while. But yeah, that was a very insightful story. Now,
Real quick. You know, your story about the homeless guy reminds me of John Wick.
so your
Wait,
your
wait.
mic is quite quiet.
John Wick.
You know, your story about the homeless guy reminds me of John Wick. You know have you seen John Wick?
I haven't seen the third one.
Oh, you've seen the second one, right?
I've seen the second one.
The homeless guys are all mafia people in secret.
Oh, and they all like want to assassinate the
Yeah.
guy. Oh.
Yeah, like, you give food to them as a homeless person. You're protected now. You're protected.
Yeah. But I kind of feel bad for them though, because they have to do, do like anything to survive. So
Yeah. Situation's pretty bad, huh?
All right. So thank you to Haikal for sharing. By the way, when whoever is explaining, you guys can just interject any moment. It's just a chill talk. So now moving
Yeah.
on to Iwan, what was your experience after SPM and applying to pre-U and degree?
Well, mine's not gonna be as interesting as I feel like I should have gone last because mine's
Yeah.
gonna be boring. But after SPM, uh, I actually really wanted to work because to get some money, but I also had that train of thought where if I work now, it's not really like vacation just now. Let me relax for a bit. So I spent a lot of time playing games. I got like as soon as my SPM ended, like the day it finished, my dad got me a PS4. So
nice.
Damn. Before
so
that,
that-
what
Yeah, what we
did you have a
played.
good gaming laptop? Did you have a gaming PC?
actually before that, the only thing I had for gaming was my PlayStation Portable.
Oh,
Oh
shit.
man.
I was a PSP game. I was a console gamer. PSP, PS. I had a PS2. I mean, I still have a PS2. I also played it on that sometimes. PS1, still have that as well. PSP, and mainly games on my phone. But
Hmm.
yeah. Uh oh wait, what am I? Oh my! I forgot to mention. I also had an Xbox.
Oh,
I had an Xbox One before the PS4.
Oh.
That's what I gamed on the most.
all
I
right.
completely forgot that because I
So
haven't
after
used it.
SPM, you have to get in your PS4.
After PS4, I played games there, made a bunch of friends with people who had PS4s. I was like, oh, you can play now.
Was it
And
mostly your classmates?
no. It was mostly I thought it would be my classmates, but then like I just add them, then we'd never play.
Hmm.
But mainly my best friend since primary school. I'm still best friend. I'm still really close friends with him now. Even like after this, he wants to play Elden Ring with me. But
Oh, Elden
uh,
Ring.
okay, I don't
Go
stray
on,
from
go on,
topic.
go
Don't
on.
stray
No,
too
no,
much from
no, no,
So
don't brag.
yeah, we played games, and then my family wanted to go for vacation. We went to Penang, ate nasi kandar. We went to Bali, ate nasi padang. You can tell there's a lot of eating in my adventures.
Yeah.
Went to Port Dickson to eat seafood.
Damn. But
But
like
here's the thing.
within a time frame of after SPM until before your pre-U, like what decided you on your
Oh,
current
well,
choice for your pre-U?
to be honest, that is something I decided on like way before SPM. Like since I was in primary school. I knew okay, basically ever since I was young, it's kind of funny. The when like in Tadika, what's that? What's the word? In
Preschool?
English? Preschool? Yeah, in preschool.
Yeah.
I really like Digimon,
Oh.
the digital monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I always thought like it's epic. I love Digimon. I want to make Digimon. So that so what is Digimon? It's they're artificial intelligent creatures. Oh,
Oh.
AI. Well, that's one thing. And then I saw Digimon. I wanted to be a game maker. I wanted to make a virtual pet game. So that was like one big thing I really wanted to do. I wanted to make games. From that love of Digimon, I wanted to make games and computer related stuff. I growing up until like high school, until before like Form 1, Form 2, Form 3. I learned how to make Flash games. I learned a bit of programming in
Damn.
Java to make games in Java. I really wanted to make games. My grades kind of dipped a bit because I focused more on learning this programming stuff instead of the actual subjects. I was like, I don't need to know science. I know computer. And then eventually, when I reached high school, my school specifically had a computer science stream where we learn HTML and Java and a bit of PHP. Like we learned those three things and a bit of database. It's just like it's sort of like what I ended up learning in Asasi anyways. So I learned that, but it was all in Malay, which is really dumb because once
You
you
learn
go
it,
out
yeah, in uni you learn English
in
anyway, right?
English, so yeah,
Yeah.
I learned the same thing twice, but once in Malay, once in English, and my teacher was really bad, like really bad. No
Kobe's
one
not watching.
he was really bad. He misplaced my assignment folder, and I got like
Oh.
a zero for my assignment, like 50%, and that carried over to my
Yeah.
SPM. Like
Right.
if it wasn't for the fact that everyone else, it seemed at the time, like everyone else in the world seemed really bad at computer science. Like every time I asked anyone, like, "Oh, you're taking computer science in school? How's your teacher?" They'd always just be like, "Yeah, the teacher sucks." So it seemed like every high school's teachers kind of sucked, and the SPM exam itself was really hard. But I studied a lot on my own, and my interest from since way before, so I was able to get an A. Most of my friends didn't get an A, so I was just like,
Damn, nice.
I was really happy about that. Then right after SPM, I got my results. I applied UPU. That was main thing I really wanted to do was get into PASUM, but I didn't. So I can't, because I took computer science. I didn't take biology, so I can't go for science Hayat. I have to go science physical. Science Hayat, it wasn't an option for me. So number one was science physical. Number two was Dengkil UITM engineering fundament. What is it called? uh Foundation of Engineering, and then I can't remember the rest. Funny thing was, there was one university, one public university, it actually offered a diploma in game making, and that was like my third choice. I was like, oh, at least if anything goes south, because you apply for UPU before you find out your results, right? So I was like, if my
Oh
results
yeah.
came out really bad, I'm just gonna try go for this random university, some government university somewhere, and do diploma in game making. That would have been a really big turn in my life if I ended up doing that, because
Why,
I'd have
why
to
didn't you
go.
take? Why did you
Yeah.
take it?
Because it's diploma. I didn't want to do diploma
Uh,
because at the time everyone was saying, "Don't do diploma. Foundation is better because it's faster." And to that, I say, uh,
No.
mm, I feel like it's up to you. Like, because once I was in foundation or so, I had to learn chemistry and physics again, and chemistry foundation is very different from high school foundation. And it's not like I used any of that knowledge, so it does feel like a waste. I'm never gonna use chemistry ever. Yet I spent 2 years of it in high school and one whole year of it in SLC learning all this chemistry stuff just to be like, all right, all that knowledge out the window. It's
yeah.
like a waste of time. If you know what you really want to do and you don't mind going a bit slower, and I don't know if it's true or not, but I feel like if you go diploma, it might be less stressful because you get more time. You don't have to. It's not all rushed and packed.
Yeah, it is. It is more relaxed because my friend is doing a computer science in diploma in computer science, and his exam was 3 hours.
So yeah, like I said, so if you really know, like for me, actually, I should have gone with like diploma because I already knew I'm going to do something to do with computers. I might as well take a diploma in computer science.
Yeah,
Or even
but then like your job, like choices
Yeah.
are very limited because you took a diploma, and that kind of sucks.
yeah, that does suck, but I'm not gonna be a chemical engineer. Hell.
Yeah,
So like in my case, I honestly should have gone with diploma, but because I took foundation, I'm same batch as these as Faris. I'm going
that,
pretty
that
fast.
that line of thought is exactly why I was thinking that pre-U was useless, Mega. So yeah,
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Oh yeah, that was yeah. But basically, like foundation is faster. That's basically the thing everyone told me. So I went with foundation. I got my second choice. I didn't get into PASUM, unfortunately.
you
And
dodged the bullet. Trust me.
did I though? Okay, so I got there. Uh, Once I was in Dunkil, everyone was pretty chill. It was like high school all over again. But oh yeah, biggest factor. Let me just backtrack a bit. Remember how I said I wanted to work? It never happened because right after the last vacation I had, which was at Port Dixon, the news of
Something happened.
COVID, the news of
Yeah.
Yeah.
COVID started happening. And then once I got back, literally I remember going to like Paradigm Mall, eating at Sukiya, this buffet place,
Mm.
and we found out like it was gonna be lockdown, and that was the last
Oh.
time. That was like we that was the last place we ate, and then we were locked down for like. You said it was like 2 weeks, right? No, it was like a month, right? It's 2 months.
It was like 3 months and then it was
It was like
fine.
3 months.
Then
Yeah,
again.
yeah, and then lockdown happened. So I ended up just you know PS4. I think during the lockdown, uh, did we find out results for UP during the lockdown?
No,
I
no, it
think
was
so.
before that. 1 week
Before.
Oh,
before that, I
before?
think.
Okay, well, I think it was one. If it was 1 week before. Oh, okay, I remember now. Yeah, it was 1 week before. After I got my results for UPU, my parents told, "Okay, you're gonna need a laptop since you're going to university." So then I got my
Oh,
laptop, and
let's
that's when
go.
that's how I have this baby right here, right now.
Someone sidetrack a bit. Someone said, "Good job on getting A on science computer."
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it was pretty damn hard. I can't believe it, especially with my teacher who misplaced my assignment and I got a 0 there. I literally told the external evaluator, and she was like, "What did you
In
say?"
shock.
Yeah, she was like, how come your score is so low?" And I'm like, "I don't know. I sent it all in." And then And then afterwards, I asked my teacher again, and he was like, "Oh yeah, I couldn't find your file." And the first, here's the thing: the first time I asked him, he said it was because of plagiarism.
Wow.
He said I
Oh.
plagiarized, and I was
You
like,
plagiarize nothing, right?
I
So
didn't. Okay, here's the funny thing: we were told by him to basically copy the example he gave, but change your name and change your topic.
Yo.
So
yo,
you
what the
telling
hell?
me that I plagiarized is basically like you got zero because you followed what I told you to do. So I was like, this
Damn.
is really really bad, and it was and like a lot of people scored low, but mine was like zero, almost zero. And then later on, when the external evaluator asked me about it, then I asked my teacher. He changed his answer to he lost my file. This guy is a real asshole. I think he got fired already, which is good.
Oh.
Good
Hopefully,
on the school. Good
hopefully.
on the
Yeah,
school.
that's a
Really.
bad precedent to like
As
Yeah.
follow,
a
man.
really
Damn.
bad person to be a teacher. I was like, oh my
Yeah.
god, sad that even happened. I remember my classmates complained about him a lot, but at the same time, my classmates never really focused in class either. To be fair, it was hard to focus in his class. He was really bad at teaching, but like I always had like that mentality of the teacher is right. We should always be right. Like support the teacher. It's
That's
always be
propaganda, dude.
Yeah.
I used to have that mentality, and then he misplaced my file, and I was like completely with my friends, even though they were getting low marks for different reasons. I was just there like, yeah, this guy sucks. Get him out of here. He lost my file. How can a teacher lose their file? Even the external evaluator, when checking our projects, any questions she asked the teacher, he would like dodge the topic and blame the students. And then the
Yeah.
external evaluator was like, I mean, if it was just one student, okay, but it can't be your entire class that's shit right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Back on topic. I found out UP results. I got into Dunkil. I went through Dunkil was mainly online for like first half, and then I had to go there for physical classes, just for not physical classes, just specifically for lab, which I really didn't want to because I am a spoiled brat. Because I know there's no air conditioning there in your room when you're at
Oh.
Dunkil, and I didn't want to share a room with other people. Which luckily we didn't have to share a room, but we did have to share an apartment because social distancing, COVID. Eventually, uh, uh, not Pasum. Dengkil was nice. It was actually I complained about it a lot, but it was not too bad. Now that I think about it, there's a lot of fond memories. I think the only bad thing at the time was, oh yeah, initially I got into Dengkil, but because of social distancing, half of the students had to go to Puja Alam. So I went to Puja Alam, and at that place, the Wi-Fi there was really bad, and the room I was given, the LAN cable, which is what we were told to use, didn't work. So I
Oh.
had I had to always go down to the canteen to attend my classes. So that was
Damn.
dumb. That's why I complained a lot, and also suddenly no aircon, suddenly no hot water. You're a city boy like me. Oh, I couldn't. But over time I got used to it, and it was actually really fun. And I made a few friends there. There was a few buddies play games as well. Everyone was just pretty chill. Not the competition wasn't too hard. There was some students were really tryhards. Some of them were really actually not. Some of them were really slackers. It was okay, but everyone told me when I got into Dunkil but I didn't get into Pasum, they were just saying like, "Oh, Dunkil's literally like second best choice." So my advice, if you don't get to Pasum and you get the opportunity to go Dunkil. It's pretty good.
Yeah, pretty chill.
It's pretty chill there. It's very nice. It's definitely not easy, but it's not hard either over there.
Yeah.
But I had a fun time. There's some rumors there about the place. Don't believe them. They're not true. At least from my experience. I don't want to get into what those rumors are because they're not safe for work. But they're not true from my experience. Those rumors are not true.
Any hantu rumors?
No, more real things in life. Rumors, yeah, no.
No
Actually,
hantu at all.
actually, no, I was wrong. This is kind of
Ghost
sidetracks
story.
more, but there is a ghost story. The
Oh.
building. Funny thing. Okay, I was in a room called I was in a building called Angsana 2 or something like that, and Angsana 3 was closed off. The entire building was closed off. And I asked
Okay.
my friends like why, like, and they said it was renovation. And yeah, it is renovation. But then I heard a ton of rumors about it, and it was like, yeah, so every year some student dies in Angsana 3,
Oh my
specifically
god.
specifically at floor 6 and floor 7. And some say
Hmm.
it's like they jump off, some say they just hang themselves in the room, some say they just kill themselves. And I was like, that was really creepy. And it was extra creepy because when I heard about it, I was in Angsana 2, which is like right next to the
Nice to
building,
it.
right next to it, and I was on floor 6. And they were like, the haunted floors are 6 and 7. I ended up changing rooms because my first room, the LAN cable didn't work.
Yeah, because you were scared.
No, okay. No, the room I got to afterwards was the next was okay. There's
Yeah.
Angsana 2. Okay, Angsana 3 is here.
Yeah.
Angsana 1, Angsana 2. I was initially Angsana 1, floor 7. Floor 7 and floor 6. Those were the haunted rooms of Angsana 3. Where you can't see my hands. Hold on. There,
Yeah.
okay.
Now
Angsana
I can
1,
see.
Angsana 3. I was in this room. Oh my god, you can't see it. I was in this room. The LAN cable didn't work. I had to go to another apartment, which is on the other side of the building, still next to it, on floor 6. So
Damn.
I experienced both floors, and yeah, LAN cable worked here, so that was nice.
Okay, yeah, that was good.
But yeah,
I think the most horrifying part of that story was that the LAN cable didn't work.
Yeah.
yeah, dude, I had to go. I was on the 7th floor. I had to go every class. I had to go all the way down and walk to the canteen because it was so far.
Damn, that sucks.
Everyone else was just chilling in their rooms, and then there's just me with makcik canteen in the back, being like, "Nak makan apa?" And I'm like, "Tak, nasi campur." Okay. I became really close with. I got really close with the makcik canteen. She's like, "Your
Yeah.
wall is here," and I'm like, "That's the Wi-Fi good. The
I
Wi-Fi is
have no
good over
choice,
here.
dude.
I have no choice." And then she's just like, "Okay, here, free drink." She gave me a free drink. It was
Oh,
great.
that's so
Aw.
nice.
She was very nice. She also talked like I guess because no one else was there, so she only had me to talk to.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we chit chat about stuff. She talked about how her child is studying in Australia or something, and engineering in
Damn.
Australia. So yeah, just from being Machi Canteen, you can, if your children can work hard enough.
Did you apply to any scholarships after SPM?
I wanted to. I think I applied for one. I didn't get in,
What?
and I don't remember.
Remember?
I think it was Petronas. I didn't get it.
Oh, but
But
that was very.
it was really hard. But the reason why I was very discouraged from going into scholarships was because my brother applied for scholarships. He applied for a ton, and his results were not as good as mine. But
Sorry, what? You need that?
my brother's results were
No,
not
no.
as.
What I mean, what he applied to?
He applied for a bunch of scholarships.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember which ones he applied for, but he applied for like 3 or 4. He
Hmm.
didn't get any of them, and then when he finally got, he's in UM right now though. His roommate got straight A plus. Also didn't
Damn.
get any. Also didn't get any scholarships, even though he applied for a bunch of scholarships. So when we heard those stories, even my parents were just sort of like, "There's no chance. There's no chance. You didn't get straight A plus." And I'm like, yeah, they know my parents do think my results were good for SPM. I got 8 A's out of 9. So
Oh, that's
Nice.
nice.
that's really good, right? But when my brother got, I think my brother got 7 out of 9. He didn't get any scholarships. His roommate who got straight A plus, like 10 A plus, didn't get any scholarships. We were just sort of like, do we even waste our time on this? Because like what Haikal said, he had to do a bunch of stuff, right, for the scholarship,
Yeah. Yeah.
and you have to pay as well. So eventually, I was just sort of like, malas ah. I just one thing I really didn't want to ever do is have to apply for scholarships. I was just like, it seemed like such a pain, and at the end of the day, so far in my life, it's all just rejection. So
Aw.
I'm getting tired, man. I'm getting tired of applying for scholarships just to be told you're not good enough. So I'm like, oh, yes,
What about you, Mega? Did you apply to any scholarships?
I applied to quite a number. I think the highest that I went was third level. I mean, third level of filtration, which is the first level of interview for Kazana.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I applied to Shell. I remember Shell, Kazana, Petronas, and then PNB and all. But PNB and all wasn't successful. PNB Petronas wasn't successful. Shell, the first, they called me for the one of the logic tests. I think it involves maths and then like some pattern recognition
Yeah.
something. Yeah, and then Kazana also they called for those tests, but Kazana I succeeded lah. Like the first 2 tests was successful, so I went to the third one. But then like the third level I wasn't successful lah.
Interview.
Yeah, interview.
What were the
Yeah.
questions they asked?
Oh, they asked about how they asked, but one question that they asked was like this, like, have you ever like helped out your friend in academic in a really specifically technical way? Have you ever like helped out your friends in academics?
Yes,
Yeah.
Of course you have.
probably at some point in my
Yeah.
life. What kind of question is that? What the hell?
Yeah.
Yeah. What was your answer? Like, do you still remember?
No, I never help others.
I think I
I'm
told
for
like
number
I
one.
help I do help, but then like not very much.
No wonder you got rejected.
No, I was just about to say that. That's not a good answer, man. You gotta be firm. You gotta be like, yes, I helped him in this subject because I am good at this subject, and I have
Yeah.
mastered all
No,
levels.
no,
of
but you
this
should have twisted your like you want to say the truth, right? But you should have twisted it saying like, oh, I helped him the best I could so that I don't spoil him, so that he is able to come up with his own solution.
Yeah.
Boom,
Yeah.
dude. Look at that.
Don't go. I kind of helped him. Then he's like, yeah, well, you're kinda not getting this scholarship. Well, I never made. I can't. I'm not one to talk. I didn't even make it past the first stage.
Yeah.
No worries.
That third level was really good though. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, third level. That's impressive.
Besides that,
Insane.
Besides that question,
no. Besides Khazanah, like
Yeah.
what other scholarships you apply to? UEM.
no, UEM. No, I guess. I think Shell, PNB, Star. So I think got Star, but then like
Star.
most of it was unsuccessful.
Star
Only,
newspaper. Star
only.
The Star.
Yeah, the Star, the
The
you know,
newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So only Kazana in like first round of Shell lah. Shell first round and Kazana like level 3.
Okay. Well, I guess that just leaves me to explain
Oh, yeah.
scholarship and my foundation experience. And after SPM, I was learning Python on YouTube. I didn't quite like my teacher who was teaching. His name was Mosh. Programming Mosh. No,
You like
What's
Mosh?
the guy from
I-
Mosh here? What
I-
the hell, man?
I have a. I actually started hating Python because of
Because
that
of
guy.
Why?
Because of his
Really?
accent.
That's messed up.
I am the type of person that the type of person where like if your accent throws me off, if it's really annoying, I will never like you. If you're teaching me, not if you're a friend. If you're a friend and you have bad accent, tak apa. But if you're trying to teach me something, but your accent is super annoying, I will not like you.
Can't focus.
I can't focus because every time he says something, he'll be like, "Hey, I'm Mash. Okay, let's do a while loop." Like
That's
it's
the
very
accent,
annoying.
I understand.
But it doesn't sound like that, dude. It doesn't sound like
To me, it's exacerbated to that point. Okay, I can't. I don't know why. It feels that way.
It sounds like, hey, what's up, guys? Mosh here. Today, I will
And
show
so-
you wild.
And sometimes he would mispronounce certain things, which throws me off even more. And and that just deep inside made me freaking hate Python because of him. Next, I tried to make a game because my dad asked me to create a game for his business. By day he was working and he has two jobs. He works for this thing called The Weekend. I'm not sure you guys would know. It's a music platform. So if you're into music, I'm pretty sure Mega would know if he's into music.
The
It's-
week.
Yeah, we go.
The only thing I know is the weekend is
Not The Weekend
No,
from the
okay.
West,
Okay,
but The
okay.
Weekend in Malaysia. You can Google it. It's like a it started in 2008. It was actually a like pre-Spotify era. It's really it's honestly like really innovative lah, but it didn't take off and Spotify took his place. And what's even weirder is that one of my relatives' husband actually knows what The Weekend is. So it's kind of weird lah, knowing that one of my cousin's husband knows who my dad is by night. That's even I know. Yeah, it's like a second job, so like macam play lah. So he told me to create a game. I learned Go.Engine. It was mainly in Python as well. So that made me even hate more because like the moment it was like based on Python, I was like, okay, no, I'm not doing this. But I persevered, and alhamdulillah, I funny liked Python by then.
Nice.
So, so to those PASUM students who are watching, I think it was during our Maths 2 punya, during my time, it was Maths 2. She was teaching graphs in semester 2, and the way she says tan is tan. So that threw me off so bad that I did not enjoy her class at all. I did not enter her class at all as well. It was ellipses. She was teaching all ellipses and like something you already learned in advanced mathematics in semester 1. So I generally already knew what it was anyways, but because it was more to trigonometry and all that, I didn't like her accent at all, and I what's even worse is that the class is physical. So if I ponteng, it's obviously like there. I'm not there. So
Yeah.
it's even worse.
Bad apple.
Mike,
So,
do not skip class.
I had to
because
persevere through her
that's-
class. It was so damn annoying. I hated her class. She was my first class in semester 2 for PASUM as well. I just didn't like her at all. But in the end, I still persevered lah. So it was still okay. And yeah. So after SPM, I did a game using Godot Engine. Have you tried that Godot Engine, Iwan?
Yeah. I've tried to go to engine.
Okay.
I learned. I wanted to learn about.
Your voice is quite quiet.
Wow. Can you hear me now?
I think you have to edit your right click your sound and then go to recordings, recording devices.
Voice is quiet, but I think it's audible. You know, you can still hear it. So
Increase your level.
Hold on. Wait,
I think you have to increase your voice lah, basically. Like increase your
I sound better now.
amplitude.
How do I'll just put my mic closer here. Yeah, I tried to go to engine. I tried to go to engine once. I watched this one YouTuber. His name's Heartbeast. Have you heard of him before?
No.
Oh, that's that YouTuber basically taught me how to make most of this, not make games, but he taught me a bit about programming. I learned a bit of C programming there, but he mainly taught this game maker language. Do you know that language?
No.
It's just called Game Maker. It's just called Game Maker Engine. It's based off C. It's pretty
is it
fun.
used to make games? That's
Oh
right.
yeah, it's made to. Yeah.
Wow.
But I mainly for when I made games, I made Flash games. I used a program called Stencil. Very easy to use. It's basically the same thing as the MIT Scratch, but yeah, if you guys use that as well. Stencil is very easy to use. And yeah, I don't know if it's still a thing because Flash died.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. God rest his soul.
Oh yeah.
So the games that I made, you can't play. I mean,
Oh.
you can still play it. One of it is still on Newgrounds, and you have to download the Newgrounds.
Nice.
You have to download the Newgrounds player in order to use it. But yeah, I've tried using Godot. I've tried using Game Maker Studio. I've tried using Stencil.
All right. Well, after I tried Godot, I studied some Python as well. It was a 5-hour course by Mosh. I never finished it. That's pretty much it. That's pretty much all the coding. Besides that, playing games, and I applied for scholarships. So one of the few scholarships I applied to was Petronas. Petronas. I didn't apply to Shell because one of my friends said that Shell is unethical. I was like, sure, if you say so.
They all are bro.
Because it's oil company, but whatever.
Yeah.
I applied to UEM. I applied to PNB. I applied to GP. I couldn't apply to GPA because I didn't get A plus or A. I got an A minus for BM, so I couldn't apply to GPA.
Oh. Yeah.
And because I was a bio student, and I'm pursuing computer science anyways, so I should probably get a heads up in computer science. So that's why I pursued Python first. The reason why I pursued Python was because I asked around, asked my friends, and they were doing Python as well, so I decided to pick it up.
Wait, why'd you go from bio to computer science?
Here's the thing. The reason why I took bio is because one, I actually genuinely enjoyed it. If I hadn't taken computer science, I would have probably taken medicine.
Nerd.
I genuinely enjoyed bio was because it felt like I was learning a second language because most of the terms in bio was based on Latin. So I was like, what is presbyopia? Like, what is that? And I go on to Wikipedia, Wiktionary, and I was like, oh, press actually means something. Myopia means something. Or like anything. So like all these things have like really intricate things, and I'm the kind of person who really likes unnecessarily complicated things. So, yeah, that was what made me go through with bio. And
Oh.
so, yeah, in the end, I took computer science because one, I like computers. I really enjoy technology, and two is because of the money. Because I think I saw that
Ooh,
an
yeah.
average salary for a computer scientist was around, like, at least for the first time, I think 6,000 per month, ringgit, not even dollars. 6,000
Damn.
So,
Freshies,
lot.
you mean?
freshies.
I heard different
6,000.
statistics, but okay.
Maybe like when you get up the ladder, then you start earning that much.
I guess. What was your statistic, Iwan?
I heard like starting can get
2,000
highest
something.
starting like highest 3,000. I think
That's
somewhere.
I
pretty
think
good.
that's for a generic job code.
Wait, in Malaysia, is it possible to like earn higher than 4,000 for a computer science course?
It is
I think it
possible.
is.
It is
It is,
possible.
man.
As,
I
as
It is.
It's possible,
starter.
but not starter. I don't
Oh
think.
yeah, not
I feel
starter.
starter is
right?
possible. I'm not sure. I could be wrong.
We're all
No, we make a company. We
Hey,
make a company that pays that much.
Yeah.
I think somehow if you score a spot in Meta or like Google,
Meta Google's not
100%.
Malaysia, right?
Yeah.
there is
Hey,
what? There is Malaysia Meta.
Malaysia
Kau-
Oh, but Meta Malaysia, I don't think they'll pay that much. If it's in US, then they'll pay.
I guess so. Then I
No, but I
guess
think
I might be wrong.
it's a brand, right? So maybe I think they'll pay more than the average here, but still like
Not 6,000 lah. I probably exaggerating
Yeah.
a bit. Probably like 4,000 starting salary.
Yeah, I think it was
So-
4,000.
The only reason why I wanted was because of the high salary. Before that, I wanted to become a pilot because I wanted to be a pilot because of the high salary.
But
Same.
your right.
Glasses wasn't a problem. I can get LASIK surgery, so that's not a problem. But then, like, when I think about it, like,
airplanes
pilots
scare me.
go over. Pilots have like jet lag. They barely get
Yeah.
holidays.
They have to leave
Orang
their
yang
families
balik kampung,
home and all
siapa
that.
yang hantar dia orang balik kampung? Raya, pilot tu orang juga.
Yeah, pilots have it
Yeah.
hard. Pilots have it hard.
Yeah, so I have
Just
to
don't have a
respect.
family, dude.
COVID makes it horrible.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, COVID. A lot of pilots were like laid off.
They went to flipping burgers, man. I was so sad.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the BJ people, Bukit Jelutong, not Bukit whatever Jambul.
I wasn't even thinking of Bukit, man.
Bukit Jelutong.
Okay.
In Bukit Jelutong, there was this pilot who got out of job, and now they are flipping burgers. But it's a very successful franchise.
Yeah.
So Smash Burger. I think you've heard of it, Iwan.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well, anyways, besides of all the freaking padding, all the side tracks, I applied to Assessment Physical because I wanted to do computer science. I don't remember my other options, but I was really hoping that I would get my first choice, which I probably would because I scored straight A's, and I eventually got PASUM Physical. I was so happy. My experience in PASUM was quite questionable. It involved a lot of politics. It involved a lot like
Damn.
these kind of things. I think you would tend to expect if you were to enter any university. There has to be a lot of politics besides the fact if you pay a little more attention than most other people. There were signs of corruption. There were signs of like
It is Malaysia, dude.
semangat.
That's how it is everywhere, man. It's not just Malaysia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess.
Corruption exists everywhere.
Yeah.
Where there's power.
But it's
there's
kind of
corruption,
surprising for me to know that it exists to the point where it existed in my foundation as well.
Culture shock, eh?
It was
First
quite a
time.
culture shock. I would think that it will only involve in politics or something like that, but it actually was right where I am right now. So I wouldn't get into more detail on what happened, but to sum it all up, if you want to try and maintain your good relationship with everyone, don't try to raise a voice. But I am the kind of person who likes to raise their voice and opinion. If something's wrong, I would totally call it out. It ended up making me more enemies than I liked to admit. But in the other day, I prefer it that way. So it's fine. So besides that, after PASUM, I scored a 4 flat. This story is going to be pretty long. That's why I decided to go last. So I got 4 flat for PASUM. So there's two types of results. So one is your top three, and the second one is your transcript. So transcript will have all 9 subjects listed. So advanced maths 1, advanced maths 2, maybe chemistry 1, chemistry 2, etc. etc. And for my transcript for my semester 2, I got 3.89. But for my top 3, which is going to be used for my UPU application, it's 4 flat. Basically, my top 3 subjects. So that's what's being sent to Autonomy. So Autonomy is basically a different way of applying into degree for PASUM students, is to encourage people to enter into UM. It's basically like you have the priority list, so it's fine. So yeah, if I were to go any further than that, I'm pretty sure everyone else would not have time to talk. So let's go back to Iwan on how he applied into degree after his asasi.
Right. Wait. What? Right. Yeah. Okay. So after my SSC, I got my results. They were pretty good. They weren't the best. Was it? No. I got 3.98. Yeah, I got 4 flat for the first semester. I didn't get 4 flat for the second semester, and that might be why I didn't like the CGPA was 3.9. 3.89 because there was only 4 subjects. So when I got one A minus, which was maths, which might be why I didn't get into UM via UPU. That's what some people are saying. But really, it was
Okay,
really
hang on. Sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interject. I would like to explain what is the types of ways that you can join into UM. So one is UPU. So that is if you apply using your matriculation results, your asasi results, or anywhere. So for that is what Mega just explained. He will have to fill in 12 options. Same thing as everyone else did. All of us did except for Haikal.
you just need to put 6 actually. You don't.
Yeah,
Need to
you need to put 6, but Mega was cautious and he put 12. And he got his first choice, lucky him. So it all depends on a myriad of factors. So if somehow you didn't like your choice that you got from UPU, which is you can only get one choice. So
Yeah.
if you get contohnya you get computer science in software engineering but you want AI, you can change unless you
Yeah.
finish one semester in UM. But if you got a tawaran all the way to USM, you cannot change that.
Mhm.
So people who enter through UPU, they pay less amount of money than compared to other people who entered through the other.
Because it's government funded.
Yeah, because it's government funded. So on my offer slip, it says that my per semester fees is actually 6,000, but government deductions amounted to 4,000 reduction in cost. So in the end, I only have to pay like what 1,000 per semester. Same thing with Mega.
Yeah. So for me, you reminded me about the UPU selection. So there was you only need to fill up 6, and there are 6 courses in computer science punya faculty in UM. So I filled up the first 6, from first one being AI to the last one being information system technology. I think everything else in between was all just FSKTM, all UM stuff. And then I got scared because people are like saying if you don't get any of those choices, then you don't get anything for UPU, and then you have to like figure out another way to get in. So just to be cautious, since I was already at UITM Dengkil, I applied for a UITM multimedia because I thought to myself, well, if I'm not gonna get AI, I might as well go like for me what I thought was gonna be an easier route, because I've also heard multimedia is easier than AI, right? So I put UITM multimedia, which would be somewhere in Malacca, as my 8th choice. No, as my 7th choice or 8th choice. No, I put 7th choice. I put UITM AI somewhere. 8th choice was multimedia. And then once I got back my UP results for degree, I got my 8th choice. Not my 1 to 6 was rejected. I was really shocked, to say the least, because literally like in between the time period of getting my results, everyone when they saw my results and they were like, oh, 3.89, only 1 A minus, bro, you're getting into UM for sure, UPU for sure, 100%. Everyone, even a senior my brother's friend, who did get in through UPU and was from Dengkil, his results was basically the same as mine, like basically, but he got in, so that's why he was like, oh, settle, like just wait for your offer letter, it'll be fine. And I got my results and I didn't get into UM. So I was like, what the hell? And my they were sending me to Malacca. My dad was very like in disbelief as well. He was like, no way. This is bullshit. And my dad didn't care. He was like, my hook or crook, you're going to UM. I don't care. You're going to UM. So we looked up our other options, which turns out there's actually one more option that my lecturer told me once I was in, and it's called remote learning. You only pay half the price of open channel, but you're not allowed to set foot on campus. So you're just a virtual entity.
Yeah, but
So for
that,
those
that's not college life, right? So
yeah, that's not
Yeah.
college life. But I mean, what difference does it make right now? We're not allowed to go to campus.
yeah, in COVID.
You might as well go remote learning if you just want to be if you're gonna be at home all the time.
So
Yeah.
But yeah, yeah.
so you won't be coming to like labs and all.
I'm not remote learning.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
he chose.
open channel.
Oh, okay.
Open channel is okay. So Faris said he only has to pay like 1,000 per semester. Normally it'll be 6. So in total throughout the whole semester, he pay like what 6K for the whole thing in
For the
general.
whole thing, I think 8K.
8K, right? So I have to pay 60K for the whole thing.
For the whole 7 semesters.
Yeah, for the whole thing, 60K, which is a lot compared to Mr. 8K over there. But if you were to go to like a private university, it's automatically
Yeah, I
100K.
agree.
So if you think about it, it's
And it's
actually
from UM as well, right? So
yeah, and it's UM.
your job offers are gonna be
It's
crazy.
the best. It's the best. This is the best in Malaysia right now. The best government university in Malaysia. So and it's not like one more thing about open channel. When I heard about open channel, I was like, oh man, I don't want to go into open channel. I have to pay so much. Plus, everyone's gonna label you as Mr. Open Channel. You paid to get in. You don't deserve to be
To
here.
those who are uninitiated, usually there's a discrimination against satu students. So this open channel is got satu. So there was a TikTok going around. It's like saying, oh, this student was in law and they were so happy and all that. And one of the comments was saying like, kau masuk ikut satu ke? Which is the open channel. And they said, yeah, I did. And then immediately after that, everyone was discriminating and so like, stupid, memang lah. You have money, blah blah blah.
That was actually more because the person was. I mean, I guess they were happy that they got in, so they were like bragging about it. And I mean, I don't want to brag about it. I mean, I want to brag about it, yes, but like, I don't really know how to explain. But so far in my experience, no one really cares, and like some there's like some discrimination saying, oh, the Satu students are dumb compared to the UPU students. 100% false. Met a lot of dumb UPU students. I've met a lot of dumb students. I've met a lot of dumb students.
Yeah, it's not
They're
just
all
one group.
it's got nothing to do with which channel they took. All the Satu students I've met so far, I asked, yo, what's your CGPA? 3.9. I'm like, bro, that's higher than me. And then I asked UPU students also like, what's your CGPA? Oh, from PASUM, I got 3.6. And I'm like,
Yeah.
what? And it's like, yeah, I got 3.6. So it doesn't really matter. Once you're in UM, you're one of the smart kids. Don't
Yeah. Once
Yeah.
in your M, once in your NUM, you should be like working together, and
yeah,
Yeah.
like
not like
there shouldn't be any discrimination. And so far I haven't seen any discrimination.
That's
But
good.
I've heard a lot of rumors, mainly from other faculties. So maybe it's just computer science faculty. That's everyone's just chill. But I've heard from other faculties. There's a like literal, oh, we don't mix in with those people kind of thing going on.
that is.
It's like satu student is like oil and UP student is like water. Just
Yeah,
does it mix? But
they just mix.
but for me, I am a progressive person. Iwan is my best friend.
yes,
I have two. I have two satu students. No, three,
Yeah.
five satu students.
Yeah,
as
look,
friends.
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
I
I didn't even know. It was clear as day because you can see the matrix numbers that mine starts with a U to indicate that I came from UPU, but for satu students they start with an S. So you can
Yeah.
clearly see who came from satu. But we never even realized that thing. So
No one really
to
cares.
those satu students who are watching, just stay strong. If you face any discrimination, I can't really give you an advice because none of us have any gone through any discrimination. So
Yeah, maybe just I don't know, just do your best. Well, I mean, it sucks. It sucks especially for us because we're paying 60K, and we don't even get to go on campus because of COVID. And it seems like like there are smart Satu students, there are dumb Satu students, but the same can be said for the others. There are smart UP students, dumb UP students. There are smart international students, and there are dumb international students.
Yeah.
It's it is how it is. It's just how the way the world works.
But
Everywhere you
anyways,
go,
what was your experience in applying to Satu?
right? Okay, so real quick, this it's actually different for everyone. So it seems. But when I applied, mainly you just have to go to the website. Then you have to put in all your details, put in your results, all your picture, your scan all your stuff. I'm sure this is because COVID. That's why it's all done online. I think there's a way to do it
Yeah.
physically. But I did all online. I submitted all my documents, and then I had to pay 300 ringgit, which is quite a lot. But yeah, you have to pay 300 ringgit to apply, and then once you do, I had to wait, I think, a week to get my results. And after a week passed, my dad was like, "Where's the results? Where's the results?" So he called the university. He's like, "Can I please check my son's results?" And right after he called, the letter came in on my. I had to make a Maya account, which is a university, basically like a student portal account. But instead of
Mm.
using the student mail, I had to use my own personal Gmail. And then I got the letter, and then it told me to sign up for student mail, and now I'm using the student mail that they provide me, the SISWA mail. And once I did that, then it was pretty much. It feel I don't I want to say it's the same as UP students, because from what I've heard, like it's just we're given the same pages. The only different thing is that when you want to pay for your like subjects, like what Faris said at the end, it says that, and then afterwards it says 4,000 is paid by the government, right? I don't get that. I just have to pay for everything. So that's
Mm.
the big difference when it comes to going through Satu. You
Speaking
basically
of
pay more and have a bit of discrimination here and there. That's it.
speaking of
Yeah.
money, have you any of you, specifically Mega and Iwan, applied for the GPA scholarship? It's closing on the 31st.
No, I have not. I applied for some other scholarships. I didn't get it though. I applied for the TNB one. I had to make a whole video and everything, and
Yeah, me too.
and at the end it's just you failed. So I was just there like
Was it PNB or TNB?
TMB.
Tenaga Nasional.
Tenaga Nasional.
They called me a few days ago because one of our friends, Pravin, he rejected, and I was kept in view. So literally 2 days ago, they called me asking, "Hey, do you want a scholarship?"
Good for you, man. I didn't get anything, so
How come you're not applying for GPA, Iwan?
I don't. One was the website was really confusing. And
Yeah, the website is very old,
typical government.
but
website,
it's
right?
really worth applying. I think this one is
Yeah.
very easy because one of my friends said that there was not even an interview process. Once you apply, you immediately get it. And like what Haikal said just now, there was a chock full of like students, one huge hall filled with GPA
Yeah.
scholars. So like
Yeah.
the acceptance rates for a
Yeah.
GPA scholarship is extremely high for compared to
Yeah.
any other.
Well, I mean, if it closes in the 31st, I still have time. I'll probably apply.
Yeah, I really advise you guys to apply. What about you, Mega?
I'm going to apply. I haven't yet.
Why?
Have you seen the website?
I saw the website, and then I was worried because at first I went on like 28th, and I was like, shit, this is the last day. Then I saw, oh, luckily it's extended till 31st.
Come on lah, just apply. Just apply. Like what are you even doing now? You're on semester break. You just apply lah.
I mean,
I was actually like confused. I asked my parents lah, like, what do they think? Like, should I apply or not? Because
What do you mean? What should you apply?
No,
You just apply.
this is not like UVM or like Kazana Petronas all where like you get a job placement after that, right? It's like it's just how do I say?
Loan lah, loan.
Yeah, loan or funding. It's just based on like funding. So I wasn't really sure about it. Then my parents said just apply because if you work here in Malaysia, you definitely going to get like minimum 50% off.
Dia
Like,
macam ni, dia macam ni.
Yeah.
If like Haikal's position, after he finishes his studies, he has to come back to Malaysia to work in the GLC ataupun in the government.
Government.
And for each type of government, like for example, if you work in the government, it'll be 75% off. So you have to pay
No, it's 100% off actually.
100%
Government.
off. That's even
Yeah.
better. So like if you
Yes.
work in the government, you completely free. If you work in GLC,
Yeah.
it's 75%. If you work
75%.
in
Yeah.
any other place, it's
Any
50%.
other companies in Malaysia is 50%. Yeah.
So Haikal, would you say just take it GPA scholarship because you are also it would be in the same boat
Yeah.
that you have to pay back anyways.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. It depends on the person, I guess. If you really like want to study overseas and
Well,
you see
not
this
not
as
right now lah. Well, for local,
of a local,
yeah.
I don't know. I guess might as well and just go apply.
Yeah, and from my friend, my roommate, he said that for GPA, you get 5,000 per semester. Or for people who go through UPU lah, it's 5,000 per semester, and then you pay 1,000 to for the semester fees, 900 maybe for your college fees, and then the remainder is what you get to keep lah.
Damn.
So in my opinion, you're not losing anywhere because eventually, if you have to work in a government or GLC, it's really really cheap and they don't. It's way better than PTPTN. Plus, people more often than not, they always exaggerate on how much you have to pay back from PTPTN. In reality, you only have to pay back like what 10 ringgit a month, 100 ringgit a month.
Serious?
Yeah, my one of my relatives is actually a PTPTN is taking PTPTN loan, and they have to pay back only what 100 ringgit a month, 10 ringgit a month, and as long as you pay something, you're okay.
Or you can just pay one lump sum and then don't worry about it.
Yeah. So those who are exaggerating, saying, "Oh, don't take a loan, it's because like what Haikal said just now. Most of our parents are from GPA Mara punya era, where they send the scholars to overseas, and they have to pay back. That's what my mom and what Haikal's mom had to do.
But it's
But-
also a thing where like education costs have risen over the past few years. So it's
But
okay for me to do.
certain parents, like for example, one of our friends, online friends, they forgot to pay the Mara loan, like completely forgot, and they were blacklisted.
Yeah, don't
So-
do that.
So sometimes you can forget, sometimes you can, but in reality, if you pay back like at least in like a span of time, at least you pay, you won't get blacklisted. Plus, you only get 5,000 per semester, and this way
Yeah.
you can live.
I
Because
think
eventually you
GPA
could,
is like the banks, right? They're not very like, oh, give us money now. or
yeah,
whatever.
they're very
still
lax.
government.
You can even appeal. A lot of people actually have appeal,
Yeah. What are you
asking
on?
like, oh, I can pay back, or rather, if you score a GPA above 3.5, I think if you finish your degree, it'll immediately become a scholarship.
That's for only.
Mara,
you mean
right?
PTPTN talking about?
No, I'm talking about GPA. Sorry,
Oh, for PTPTN I heard.
it's only
I
for
mean,
4,000 and below. Yeah, B40.
not till M40 like B40 and M40.
Only B40.
Oh.
So, yeah, all I can see is just pros, and you should totally apply for a GPA punya loan, in my opinion. Okay, so speaking of scholarships, after my SSC, I applied to TMB, I applied to UEM, and I applied to MRC, and I applied to IJM, and Gamuda, I didn't apply. Gamuda, you should not apply because my dad worked for Gamuda, and the starting salary for each scholar who ended up having to be working in Gamuda had to work for 5 years straight, and their pay was 2,000 for the next 5 years.
Damn, that
For
should be illegal.
TNB, you will be bonded with TNB for 7 years, and your salary won't jump up. So your main goal to get a scholarship is to find a scholarship that has low bond punya length, ideally 3 years. If you can take a loan, take that loan. It's way better than taking a scholarship that has a bond, because if you're bonded with the company,
They really don't increase their pay. That should be illegal, dude. What the hell?
They don't. They generally don't, because for you to get a pay increment, you would have to negotiate, maybe get a higher position. But masalahnya, if you go to a company that's already been established for a long time, for example Gamuda, which already has a ton of senior managers and CEOs, it's really really hard to compete against them to get a price hike in your salary. So that's why people job hop. That's why
Yeah.
in 3 years minimum, 3 years, if you feel like you want to job hop, you can go ahead and job hop, and then you'll get
get
at least
higher-
10% higher pay. That's why
Yeah.
most people end up job hopping, because that's how you get higher pay.
It's the best way to get a raise.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
if you're bonded to the same company for the next 7 years, having to fight against people who've been in the company since 1999 probably, it's impossible to get a pay raise. One of my cousins, my husband, is working as an HR manager, and his friends who was a TMB scholar, and they're still working with TMB now. It's been 4 years, and their salary now is only 2,500.
Oh,
Oh, that
wow.
should be illegal, man. That
That-
should be so
What
illegal.
position, like what degree and like what job is your cousin?
My cousin's husband punya, basically someone who was interviewed with one of my friends,
Hmm?
his friends. I think he studied to Uni 10, I think, and he got the TMB scholarship, and he was bonded for 6 years, and for his 4 years, he's been being paid for 2,500 as a software engineer.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
That's
Yeah, did he ask for any raises or something?
He asked, but it's really hard because so many people in that
Oh.
company has been in that company for the past I don't know, like since 1999, 2005. It's really hard to compete. So the way for you to get a scholarship is to find a scholarship that has at least maximum 3 years bond punya period. Like for mine, UEM, I only have 3 years. But I'm not saying because I'm biased to UEM. No, there are so many pros and cons in getting a scholarship. Like for example, if you're in UEM like mine, like I am, I'll give some brief introduction to UEM. We get our salary, not salary, our allowance in lump sum 3 months in one go. So it's 800 per month. So it's 2,400 in 3 months. For the next 3 months. So you get paid. Tapi you have to attend all these events compulsory. If you don't attend two events like consecutively, your allowance will be cut by half. So
Damn, what the hell?
it's compulsory to join these things. These events are held on weekends, despite you having a quiz. If you have a quiz, you will be forced to excuse yourself from the quiz, and might get zero ataupun take the quiz on another day to
Yeah,
join
the
that
professor-
event. So there are so many pros and cons to getting a scholarship yang ada bond, and pros and cons to getting a scholarship or a loan macam JPA ni.
So basically,
Yeah.
just aim for the ones yang tak ada bond lah.
But basically, my advice is, if you want a job after you finish your degree, get a scholarship yang ada bond for maximum 3 years. That's the max you can ever go. I suggest you that, because if you go more than 5 years working in the same company, it's honestly impossible for you to get a pay raise. Number 2, if you have a loan that you can take, contohnya PTPTN, go take it if you're really in the need punya department. If for GPA yang buka ni, they just randomly give scholarships to anyone who scores above 3.5. So if you have 3.5 and above, you immediately get it without any interviews or anything. So just get it, and for you to pay back, it's like compared to you paying back, tapi you have the chance to get a higher salary increment. So like maybe 1 year you work in this company, you only get paid 2004, and then you find another company that pays for like 2007. You can job hop lah, and then you can
Yeah.
pay more on the loan. It's fine. You can pay 10 ringgit a month as well. So for my case for UEM, alhamdulillah, it was the most ideal scholarship you can get. A maximum 3 years bond period. My internship is already secured as well in UEM, so I don't have to go out of my way. Tapi they give the leverage for me to also apply to any other internship opportunities outside as well. So I'm not bonded with UEM technically. So the only time I'm bonded with UEM is when I finish my degree and have to work with them. But UEM recently they had a shift in management, so everyone who worked in UEM back in the 90s and 2000, before 2010, were all already laid off. And all of them who are working UEM right now are all new employers, and all the executive officers and all that are all very new people. So in my situation, my context, alhamdulillah, I got a pretty good opportunity lah in UEM.
Nice.
So my advice to those who are still trying to apply, try your best in UEM. there are only 8 people who got the scholarship this year. Out of the 1,000 people who applied. I'm not trying to brag. I'm just stating facts.
Damn, 8.
And
crap.
last year there were 30. This year there were only 8. So the only reason why I even got the scholarship is because I mentioned all the UEM subsidiaries. I mentioned UEM Azenta. I mentioned UEM Sunrise. I mentioned all 8 of the subsidiaries, even plus Highway. I mentioned all of it, and I got secured for the scholarship alongside all the other side lah. But a majority of the deciding factor on why only 8 people got the scholarship, because there were 4 stages. First stage was an interview. Second stage was an IQ test. Third stage was a interview, and fourth stage was a group interview. So in my sorry, there was only 3 stages. So my first stage was an interview. They were asking me a lot of things. I honestly just splat out, just worshipping their company, and that reduced the amount to like only 30 people, and the 30 people had to go through another stage where they have to group interview. So in that group interview, you must take the lead all the time. If you don't take the lead, talk a lot, talk so much, talk unnecessary things, bond with the 4 people that you have in the same group. They will divide you all into each groups of like 6 groups, and just try and talk, try and laugh, try and like get sembang kosong while you're trying to do a presentation on what they were trying to give. In my case, in my group interview, we were all silent, and then the interviewer who was watching over us, she outright said that, why aren't you guys talking? Like, you should be talking to get this scholarship, because this evaluates your way of communicating with other people. Immediately after that, I was starting to talk, and another person started to talk, but the other 2 were unfortunately very silent, and they didn't get a scholarship. So the 2 people who were very talkative ended up getting a scholarship, which is me and another person. And also he mentioned all the subsidiaries for UEM. So those are all my tips for UEM specifically. I feel like you can get the same type of treatment for any other company-based scholarships, such as TMB. If you mention the existence of like Sabah Sarawak is not under TMB, immediately you'll be kept in KIV, which is what happened to me. Try and avoid talking about political things if you can. If they ask you who your role model is, try and avoid to make your role model a politician, because
The best case scenario would be like saying one of the CEOs lah.
the current CEOs, current CEOs is your role model immediately, but you have to do some really lucrative background checks on the company and the CEO and whatever lah. So that will 100% make you get the scholarship, and
I wouldn't say 100%, but yeah, it increases your
the
chances.
higher chance than other people yang tak mention it lah. So what I like about UEM was, because I applied to Khazanah, I applied to every other scholarship, they start off with an IQ test, and I am known to not have a very high IQ. That's not even a joke. That is a fact. I always fail on these IQ tests, and
Tests are dumb, man. IQ tests are dumb.
the only reason why I didn't get a scholarship in the first place is because of IQ. I failed in the IQ test section. So try and apply. You can't even know anyways. So if you have to do an IQ test, have someone next to you and do it with them. Like, honestly, IQ tests are known to even be like very false. Some companies use MBTI to know whether or not you're a good employee or not. So macam it's very like unnecessary lah. But the situation has come to a point where you have to rely on other people to be on IQ test, which was what I did for most of the things, but still failed. But thank God UEM didn't have an IQ test, and lepas lah. So it shows that all these IQ tests were the reason why I'm failing all these scholarship applications. So I really hope those who are listening try and take down whatever I just said. And Iwan and Mega, I 100% will ensure you that you will get the GPA scholarship if you apply, because a lot of
Like
people
tomorrow.
a lot of people actually don't even apply because of what you just said. Like, oh, budak ni straight A plus tak dapat. Like, I have a straight A plus friend who didn't even get Petronas, who didn't even pass certain scholarships. It happens. It all comes out to luck. But this is talking about money, and if you can somehow reduce the burden of your parents, completely apply it, and If I'm telling you that you have a 100% chance of scoring if you're above 3.5, just apply it. Because the JP has so much money because it's part of the government, and the government has so much money in this case. So I don't know about you, like Iwan.
Right, yeah,
Is
I'll apply. I'll apply.
no, what I mean
I
is
just opened
I
up.
don't know how they'll handle your situation. Yang macam satu the increased fees. Like you can't pay one semester with only 5,000.
Yeah, but any help is better, right?
Yeah.
I am applying for PTPTN right now. It's still being processed. My brother's friend, who is also a Satu student, he applied for PTPTN. They do pay the increased fees as well because, like you said, they have a lot of money. It's no problem to them actually.
Yeah,
And just my advice, I guess, apply for loan. Just
yeah,
do the thing. I do have things I'm applying for, and still waiting on the results. But it is what it is. And like Faris said, it is a lot of luck involved as well. So pray
Yeah.
hard, I guess, because like I said, you hear the CGPA stories and you're just like, that doesn't make sense. It doesn't add up. But it is what it is. It's also very luck based. You could be a straight A plus student, you could still not get a scholarship. You could be a person who just barely passed, but you could still land some sort of loan or something. You could get something, and the world is your oyster. Just get go out
yeah,
there,
Yeah.
find it.
But for
And
90 plus students, right, there's one thing that I'm not sure if they are 100% guaranteed or not. There's another third version of a
GPA based
GPA.
scholarship kan. Yeah, yeah, yeah. My
Yeah.
friend is under that.
Two of
But
my friends also like did get that. Like
tapi
both of them got
masalahnya
that.
he still has to pay back. So it's not a full scholarship. It's
Ah
still a
yeah.
loan.
just a
Tapi
loan.
it's something, right? You
Hmm.
can pay
Yeah.
back anytime. You can appeal also if you get a certain CGPA, you can just say, hey, I got this CGPA and I'm in a rough spot. Can I just not pay back? They'll allow that. And sometimes they don't tak kejar pun. They don't come to you asking, hey, where's the money? They don't, because there's too many people in GPA. Like what Haikal said, the whole day one full of people for GPA scholars, on top of times 3 of that, because it's been 3 years since our SPM. So how are they supposed to
Yeah.
keep track? It's impossible.
Yeah, I think
But it's
that way
also
actually. But when you
unproductive.
mentioned that 3 times thing, that's also one more factor to at least our batch on why some people, it was really hard to get scholarships, is because you were no longer just
Uh,
fighting amongst our batch, but other batches as well.
Mm. So
that
apply
makes
as soon
sense.
as possible as you can, because you will have less competition lah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. It's already like 11 o'clock. I think we should wrap things up. 'Cause-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have one more story for my PASUM experience. So to those who are listening for PASUM, if for example you don't get your UPU, because autonomy, like I said, will keep you in track of give you priority in applying into degree UPU. So if you apply, basically for me, I applied top 3. My top 3 is AI, data science, and software engineering. The same thing for my autonomy and UPU. My fourth choice, I put computer systems and networking as a backup plan in case I didn't get my top 3 for some reason, even though I scored 4.0, went band 5, SPM straight A, and whatever lah, all the good things. Coco pun top in PASUM as well, one of the top few in PASUM, and I did that. And the worst case actually happened. I actually didn't get my autonomy. I got my fourth choice. So what ended up happening was a phase of like disbelief, acceptance, but then it ended up
And
being I can't accept this. So if you cannot accept it, try and find the right people. What I did was I contacted the VC of academics. I contacted the so many people. I contacted my lecturers. My lecturers was also in disbelief, and they helped me. I contacted the pengarah for PASUM, and they were very very helpful in that way. They gave me motivation to try and find what should I do, what should I not do, and whatnot. So what I ended up doing was, as long as I was in UM but in different department of what I wanted, I can still appeal for a change. So I went to ASC, which is near the vaccination area for PPV, and I asked for an explanation. I showed them my case studies, not case studies blah, but my scenarios. So I have this one
Oh.
person who scored 3.7 CGPA only for the top 3 tapi dapat masuk their first choice. I got this other person who got the same grade as I did but got their first choice. How come I didn't get any? So
Yeah. You laid it out, man.
because I showed them the evidence
Luck.
with proper, like, not like angry, like what the hell, what did I do? I said, hey, can I have an explanation? I have this scenario, um don't overestimate what they can do. They are actually kind of they are also
In
people,
power.
so they can answer all your questions. So if you bring up your case properly, call the right people, always push, don't wait for them to call you, always call them every single day to ask what's the progress on this, because they will not push, they will not move on unless you push them to. And then once I finished pushing, in the end, alhamdulillah, I got to change my course into AI. So that's pretty much it. If any of you happen to be in the same pool of me, like dapat 4 flat, dapat markah kuku paling tinggi and all that, tapi you didn't get your choice in UPU, feel free to contact me. Some of you might want to have my contact, so you guys can contact me on this email. I'll post it in chat right now. So
Speaking of Coco, I got high marks for my Coco as well. I got full.
for what?
For,
For uni or what?
Thank you, thank you.
Oh, nice.
Oh.
How much you get?
Right,
How
Full.
much? Full.
100. It was over 100, right?
Mine, I scored 270 out of 100.
Yeah, I scored 100,
Yeah.
150 out of 100. So I was like,
Y'all are crazy,
no way,
dude.
no way, they're gonna turn me down now.
I
And
know,
look
right?
what happened. So
So some of us get screwed over if kalau tak dapat UM juga or any university of choice, there's satu as an option. You can apply through PTPTN to get your loan for time being, study betul-betul, apply with GPA, wait for GPA. Honestly, get above
That's
3.5.
that's literally what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's if you got 3.3 pun, you can still apply for GPA. So just remember, don't lose hope. I totally understand what you feel because I have felt it as well. And my
I'm feeling it right now.
just don't give up. Eventually, if life gives you lemon, don't just make lemonade. If you don't like lemonade, find a different
Sell
fruit.
I think that's the analogy is there somewhere.
Yeah,
somewhere.
somewhere it has to be an analogy
Yeah.
about my situation. But yeah, don't give up. Really, if you give up, that's where life goes downhill. If you do something you don't like, you just not end up not enjoying it.
Yep.
So yeah, that's my advice. Is there anything else?
One advice I have, you're saying like don't give up. You also gotta like take time to understand that this isn't everything in life. Like let's say
Yeah.
you tried your hardest, you still didn't get into your university you wanted, and you really have no way, and even loan also it's just like something maybe it's just like not possible for some reason. Don't like, and you really like you said, don't give up. But it's not the worst thing in the world. You're still alive. You're still young. You still have a lot of opportunities in life. So
Yeah.
don't be too down about it. You know, one of my advice is have a hobby. I guess just do stuff in your free time. Take your mind off it sometimes. Don't just stress about it. Like I didn't get in. Think about every day you having your meal. You're just thinking how you didn't get in, and then like there's just no solution for some reason. Nothing's coming to mind. Just take some time off. Take a break. Some of my friends, their results weren't that good, and because they know that it's like not good, instead of deciding to apply straight away for UPU, they took like a year off. They went to work. See how it's like working in like retail and working in jobs you don't need much qualifications, and then now they're applying for university, and everything's going fine, and now they have experience as well, job
Yeah,
experience,
that
something
helps.
like that. It helps, especially like the scholarships and future jobs. They always there's always that meme of to work I need experience, but to get
Yeah.
experience I need to work. Actually it's more like you need to start small and then you'll end up big.
Yeah.
Don't give up, and don't stress too much about it.
If you're a computer scientist, freelance is always a thing.
Yeah, freelance is also always
Yeah.
a thing. The like remember we were talking you were talking about like Mosh or
Yeah.
yeah, and I talked about Heartbeast. Like they don't they're working for themselves. They're just releasing YouTube
Yeah.
videos about teaching about
Just
it, and they get
teaching.
paid. So it's not the worst thing in the world. And if you have a genuine interest, life will you'll find your way. Like I started from scratch. There was no like school for teaching how to make flash games, but I made flash games. I
Yeah.
seeked out the knowledge myself from the internet,
The
and
internet, yeah.
yeah. So it's don't ever give up. Like even if university doesn't seem to be the way to go, I mean, go for university. I'm not saying drop out. I'm not saying drop out. I'm not saying like, but like, let's say something really bad happened and you really have like you really just can't pay or anything. Don't give up. Just there will be another way. There will always be another way.
Should be a motivator. Iwan.
Great advice, dude.
Thanks.
Exactly.
I just need to motivate myself sometimes. Really stressful times and
You guys speak in the mirror.
yeah.
Is there anything else you want to add, Mega?
Um, so one thing that I've noticed is that even though if you don't get your scholarship in your pre-university, right, like your pre-university level, don't give up because like there are some people who got their scholarship in their degree.
Yeah.
So
That's true.
Like me
don't
lah. I'm an
yeah.
example.
So don't give up. Just apply when you're in a degree because that time you might have a stronger like might have stronger points for to getting the scholarship because you're already doing your degree, and if you do well in your degree it's really a better plus point than doing well in your SPM. And I believe that they will the most important thing is like degree lah. So if you do well in your degree they'll most likely guarantee you a spot compared to like doing well in SPM.
Yeah.
Anything you want to add, Haikal?
Yeah. So I guess one final thing that I want to add is that scholarships and like university admissions, all this, like a lot of it is like your qualifications and all that, and a lot of it is also like the casino. It's also just luck. It's also just gambling. So don't be sad. I mean, it's okay to be sad when you don't get it, but it's like it's okay to still understand that not everything you can control, and like I guess you can be sad, but don't make it your entire day, your entire
Don't
education
make it your
career.
life, man. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Don't be discouraged just because you were dealt a bad hand.
Yeah,
Sometimes things just aren't in your control. I mean, look at
yeah,
COVID, man. That
yeah,
was it's horrible for all of us. Like
yeah.
we gotta make the best of what we have, though.
Yeah. True. All right. So to be clear, no one has anything else to add.
Yep.
Nope.
I'm done.
All right. So that was a very insightful sharing session by all of us, including me, despite me being the moderator as well. The podcast ended up being around 2 hours and 13 minutes, which is an average
Damn.
amount of time for a podcast. If it was only
Yeah.
1 hour, it would mean that it was cut. So this was done live, and we have done quite well for our first podcast. I would say so myself.
Yeah.
All right.
The tangents are something normal when it comes to podcasts. As far as podcasts,
Yeah.
as
I think
far
that's
as
why people
podcasts
watch
that I've
them.
heard, yeah,
Yeah, that's why people watch
people
them.
watch it for the tangents as well.
Yeah.
1 minute we're talking about applications, another minute we're suddenly talking about getting assaulted by homeless people.
Giving them food.
It's just how it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So thank you so much to all those who are still listening, and to those who are listening in the future. You can get any of our contacts right now on the screen, or I'll just edit the description and put in our contacts in the description. Is that okay, Haikal, Iwan, and Mega?
Yeah.
what
I could send you
content
the
you
email
think-
maybe.
All right. So I'll put in everyone's email in the description. If you want to contact any one of us, feel free. Ask any questions. Just don't send anything inappropriate.
But you can send money though.
Yeah, can
Joking,
send money.
guys. I'm
Can
joking.
send money.
Send money.
All right. So
I'll help if I have time. 'Cause, very
that has
Yeah.
been Aiding College Admissions episode 1 from GDSC UM, and I hope everyone